We have made it 60 minutes down 79 South from the Rust Belt to the Coal Belt, all to see a championship belt awarded in the first of several championship hockey games today. Here on 10-Band TV, club hockey is college hockey, and we are thrilled to bring you an exciting day of college hockey from Hope Gas Ice Pavilion in Morgantown, West Virginia, here on the West Virginia University campus, beginning with the 2026 College Hockey East Men's Division III Championship game between your two-time champion, number 20 St. Vincent Polar Bearcats, and the second place University of Pittsburgh Johnstown Ice Cats. Hello, good afternoon, and welcome. I'm Matt Popchak, joined once again by Chris Beddick. And Chris, for both these teams, a little bit of history is at stake. St. Vincent is trying to become the first three-peat champion of both the regular season and playoffs concurrently since Cal U of PA won 6 in a row from 07 through 12. UPJ is trying to earn bragging rights and earn their first playoff championship since 2014. And they gave the Polar Bearcats all they could handle during the regular season.
Couldn't ask for any better of a matchup, Matt, today. We've got the number 1 seed versus the number 2 seed. These two teams met twice during the regular season, both close games. The first time was way back on November 9th at the Palmer Imaging Arena in Delmont. That was seeing St. Vincent winning that one 5-3. The shots on goal that game were 31-29 in favor of UPJ, but the Bearcats were able to get the game-winning goal from Zach Motil and an empty netter in the end by Louis Amatucci to seal it for the 5-3 win. Vinny Amatucci stopped 28 of 31 shots. And on the other end, Matt Page, the solid goaltender for UPJ, stopped 24 of 28. That saw yesterday's hat-trick man, Chase Huff, had 2 goals that game, so that was close. And then the return match, the Sunday after Thanksgiving, November 3rd, saw an even better game that went to a shootout, for which Tyler Shigo got the game winner in the shootout. Vinny Amatucci, 32 of 46. And SVC was able to escape with a 5-4 win at the War Memorial. So 2 close games. These are the 2 top seeds. Both of these teams had byes coming into the playoffs. They both won their matches, semifinal matches yesterday. And here we go, number 1 versus number 2 for the title and the belt.
Shigo, all he does is win. He was part of that first ever Penguins Cup championship team at Norwin. He was part of the St. Vincent team that ended a generation-long playoff championship drought a couple of years ago and went to nationals each of the last 2 seasons. And you mentioned Page and Amatucci, both seniors for their respective clubs, both the all-time wins leaders for their respective clubs. Page with 40, including yesterday's shutout of West Virginia. Amatucci 48 all-time, including that 2-1 nail-biter over upstart Kent State University, the number 6 seed in this year's tournament. And for the Ice Cats, it's an exciting day and a sobering day. They're in the championship round for the first time in a while, but for 8 seniors, it's their last, most likely, college hockey game, including the last game for alternate captain Caden Kazarowski, one of the top 5 scorers in team history, and their captain, the all-time leading scorer, Aiden Rice.
Well, that sends you down to the ice for the introductions of the starting lineups and our anthem. teams are led by their outstanding goaltenders. Matt Page coming in hot, having a 27 for 27 save shutout yesterday over West Virginia. Vinny Amatucci stopping 25 of 26 shots, leading his Bearcats to a nail-biter win over Kent State that put both of these teams here. This should be a great one. Two close games during the regular season for these two clubs. Now today, for the championship belt on the line, couldn't ask for a better matchup.
And two great coaches, Brett Martz from the class of '02 in his 13th straight year leading the Polar Bearcats. Boston Bradley from the UPJ class of '22, the young up-and-comer leading the Ice Cats. We love a good cat fight here on 10-Band TV, and we've got one in West Pike God, Virginia. The Bearcats will move this puck from a delayed offside position from left to right on your TV, computer, or mobile device to begin this championship game, and we get an offside whistle, our first whistle of any kind, 22 seconds in.
Cats starting Zach Rodilla, Jacob Holtzman, Zach Motil, Dom Constantino, and Eli Belly, the same five starters in yesterday's semifinal game.
Status quo for the Ice Cats as well. Rice centering that top line, flanked by Karolfa and Rosic, as St. Vincent is guilty of icing, with Jackson Barberi, yesterday's game-winning power play goal-getter, on defense, accompanied by the former Westmont Hilltop standout and legacy family in that district, Kyle Raplogel.
First icing of the game for the Bearcats brings the faceoff back into their zone to the left of Vinny Amatucci. Zach Rodilla steps in for this draw against Adam Hooks. Hooks wins it.
Cats work it to the left circle. Chase Huff, who had the hat trick yesterday, 3 playoff goals. It's loose at the sideline, and Amatucci can't freeze it. Is it in? No, it's not. Officials lost sight of it. Amatucci was looking behind him as Hooks was hacking and whacking, looking for his second goal of the playoffs.
The puck got to the feet. Yeah, the puck got to the feet of Amatucci. He couldn't find it. There was a scramble in the blue paint. Puck did not go in.
And the net became dislodged in the process, which we did not notice initially, which probably factored into the early whistle there, as UPJ thought the puck was still available. Amatucci, 13-4, 176 goals against average, 946 save percentage, and 4 shutouts this season. A career 927 save percentage in 4 years of club hockey at St. Vincent College. What a player. Huff from distance. That save is made by Amatucci, and again, Hooks is trying to do his best Hornquist impression, if you will, but Amatucci has other plans.
Good start, a minute 4 seconds in for UPJ, already getting 4 shots on goal on Amatucci. They brought the pressure so far, both teams making their first changes of the game.
And this is the way UPJ likes to operate. The more net front presence they tend to have in a game, the better they tend to fare offensively. And they've only really struggled when they've gotten away from that. Huff, and that line staying out there. Up to the point for Owen Surleone. Surleone to the corner. Zach Zito to Hooks at the side of the net. They work it through the skates of Surleone, who couldn't handle that drop pass. Andrew Barberi, the younger of the Barberis, has to go fetch, and he misplays it on the goal line, worked out in front and just beyond the reach of Ty Shigo. UPJ counterattacking. Hooks. That shot hit something on its way toward goal. Amatucci not taking any chances. That was a good stick by Jack Beddick, the junior.
So far, UPJ off to a good start for them. That puck bouncing over the defender's stick at the blue line allowed St. Vincent to get the puck down into their zone. Another face-off in the St. Vincent zone. Manalakis versus Norkovicius.
Aaron Norkovicius.
Norkovicius, like that.
Offensive defenseman up to center. Bearcats regrouping. Lead pass to Sammy Trieger. Trieger, one of the top rookies in CHE this season with 29 points, entering the playoffs. Nick Rosic in front. He is blasted by Belly. Holtzman who had that big late first period goal yesterday, gets it up to center for St. Vincent. Braden Penrose chasing deep in his own zone for UPJ. St. Vincent works it out in front. Rosic can't clear it. Louis Amatucci toward goal. Off-balance shot by Motil, misses. That puck up into the rafters, and it will stay in the rafters, evidently. That puck got stuck up there somehow.
It never came down. It's up there. So 3 minutes and 9 seconds into the game. St. Vincent still looking for their first shot. Face off to the left of Matt Page, goaltender for the Ice Cats.
If there were MTV Rock and Jock hockey, that might be a goal, but for our purposes, it's a face-off in UPJ territory.
One thing about the game yesterday for UPJ, they got on the forecheck and they were relentless versus West Virginia. They obviously want to try to duplicate that today against St. Vincent.
Barberi going the full 200 feet, and he misses the net to the short side. To the point for Penrose. Penrose with a nifty little fake maneuver. Sticked aside by Amatucci. Rice. That pass cut out. Penrose tries to keep it in the zone and does. Penrose with room to shoot. He fires toward goal, and Amatucci got a piece with his foot. The patience of the Bearcats being tested 4 minutes in as Brett Martz changes lines. UPJ does not ice this puck per this USA Hockey crew. Bringing it up through center is Nick Mattis, the former Franklin Regional Panther. Good stick by Wade Plowman.
Net is off.
It certainly is.
Losing an edge on that was a defenseman. Can't see the number. Defenseman for UPJ went into his net, knocked it off, play whistle down. Shot so far 6-0 in favor of UPJ.
Kyle Raplogel, the senior right side defenseman, no worse for the wear. Neither is goaltender Matt Page, who is 14-5-1 this season, 275 goals against average, 920 save percentage, 3 shutouts, including a whitewashing of the Mountaineers here in their own barn yesterday.
Officials got together and ruled that it was a St. Vincent player who knocked the defenseman into the net. Faceoff comes into the neutral zone.
Mattis's line is going to stay out here to take that draw. It's forced into UPJ territory. Slipped up to center by Barberi. Ben Teedy, the former CV Colt, chasing it down, but the Bearcats play it erroneously up into their own rafters, and this time the puck remains available.
Somewhat low-lying ceiling here at the Hope Gas Arena. Face-off will be in the Cat Zone to the right of Vinny Amatucci.
The new home of the West Virginia Mountaineers club programs and the Morgantown Mohawks high school program. The Mohawks getting set to defend their PIHL Division II playoff championship as the #1 playoff seed this year.
And with most hockey rinks you go into these days, it is much colder in this building today, Matt, than it was yesterday.
Isn't that always the way it goes? Raplogel around the official to the near corner. Bearcats trying to get their own forecheck going as that shot from the point taken by Verratti, returning to the lineup after finishing his suspension, was blocked.
That's the only change. Hunter Bergman scratched for St. Vincent. Verratti, number 58, inserted in. No lineup changes for UPJ.
Shigo over the line. Page snatches it out of the atmosphere.
First shot of the game for St. Vincent.
Pitt Johnstown defenseman stick from the side of the net, missing with that hard shot was Trieger. And the rebound comes all the way back to the St. Vincent blue line. Little one-touch play by Manolakos. Serleone to the corner for Barberi. Andrew Barberi. Pitt Johnstown freshman playing that puck into the St. Vincent zone. Rice interrupting the outlet pass. It's sent deep by Manolakos. Bearcats again changing on the fly. Coming over the line, Motil. Motil coughed it up to Andrew Barberi. Outlet pass beyond Rice. No icing as the puck dies just shy of the extended goal line. Holtzman at center, up ahead to Motil. Motil has a trailer in Zach Radilla, yesterday's game-winning goal-getter for the Polar Bearcats. Page with that save from an angle, and there is no rebound.
First time the Bearcats were able to get some traffic to the net. Puck put on the net. Zach Radilla right on top of the blue, but Page able to make that save and no rebound. Face off to the right of Matt Page, senior goaltender.
Radilla with that game-winning goal set up Jake Holtzman's late first period tally as well, the Belle Vernon native. His cousin Mike lives in Greensburg in the offseason. Together, the cousins have played 195 total games for St. Vincent College. After today, assuming Mike is out there at some point, it'll be 197. And what a feat it would be for those two to surpass the 200 career game mark as Page makes a save on that one-timer.
His best
by
save
Motil.
so far. Motil was able to get that pass from Holtzman. One-timer. Page had to be tough to make that save.
Rosic from center. UPJ completing a line change, and the Ice Cats are offside. I was about to say what a fitting moment it would be for the Radillas to be able to go to Nationals for a third straight year and break that 200 game mark at Nationals. And we believe, barring unforeseen developments, that with yesterday's playoff win, St. Vincent will have done enough to qualify as one of the last teams in, regardless of today's outcome.
It'll be their third straight appearance at Nationals.
And special thanks to CHE Commissioner Dave Fryer for keeping us apprised of that situation. Couple of checks in the neutral zone, and the Ice Cats have it at center. Here's Huff across the line, accompanied by Zito. His shot deflected to the corner. Zito has the rebound. Zito taking off the puck. Good aggressive play there by Verratti.
Nice play
Pitt
there at the
Johnstown
point.
indeed keeps it in the zone, but not for long. Recovering.
That was Penrose. Nice play.
Kushner stripped of the puck by Penrose. Penrose and Huff trying to get organized just shy of the attacking line. Barberi enters the zone and plays it behind the St. Vincent goal. Colin Cooch unable to interrupt Manilakos. Manilakos in front. Louis Amatucci was going to the net. And the net stays on its moorings. The Bearcats can play this puck. Trieger's shot blocked.
Good stick on puck there. Good stick on puck there by defending on that play. That was Penrose. Puck out of play. Shots right now 6-3 in favor of UPJ.
Penrose, the former Avonworth Antelope, playing his second year of college hockey. And the Ice Cats win the own zone faceoff. Andrew Barberi around the boards, but kept in the zone by Belly. Barberi has to retrieve it once more.
Shots now 6-5 UPJ. St. Vincent has had the better of the play here the last few moments, getting some zone time and some chances.
Nick Mattis, the first-year center, that close to helping the Bearcats draw first blood, but it was not to be.
Face off to the right of Page.
And take two. Rice and Radilla, the opponents. Radilla's going to get waved out. Holtzman's going to take it for St. Vincent. Clean face-off win by the Bearcats. Belly hit from behind as he played that puck behind the net. From the boards, Costantino sends it around to the opposite side. Belly giving chase. Motil toward goal, right to the stick of Rosic, who exhausts the area, and Pitt Johnstown will take their chances with the icing call.
Last few moments have seen St. Vincent get some zone time, put the pressure on the UPJ defense. Matt Page able to bail his team out in goal. Had the shutout yesterday, 27 saves. And he's off to a strong start here in this one in the first period.
Ice Cats win the defensive zone faceoff, controlled by Jackson Barberi, who Murphy dumps it to center. Rosic ahead of the play for UPJ. He fires off the blocker hand of Amatucci. Karolfa to the rebound out in front, but turned it over to Radilla. Radilla and Motil counterattacking. Good stick by Barberi. Bearcats nearly got pinched for too many men. They were just able to complete that line change safely midway through this scoreless first period.
Radilla had the puck at center. He was looking to make a move. He got poke-checked. The puck ended up trickling over to the Cats bench, and they got lucky. They got caught, almost got caught for too many men. They dodged the bullet there.
Rosic missing the postage stamp corner. Rice just onside. Rice fires off a skate. Good gap control by Caleb Trice. Barberi to Huff. Huff to Barberi toward goal. Save made, put wide by Rice. UPJ's best chance, perhaps. Shot from the point is blocked out. Shigo in the right place at the right time. Slips it up to Shaw. Alex Shaw, the former Greater Latrobe Ice Cat, on here for Brett Martz. As UPJ counterattacks. Hooks trying to set up Huff.
Good stick on puck there by Chase Kushner.
And in the corner, it's Trice controlling it for St. Vincent. Trying to use the boards to his advantage. Serleone couldn't find it. Kushner does. Little drag maneuver, kick save by Page, and the rebound comes right to Cooch. Pitt Johnstown unable to clear. Cooch with a hard hit there on Trice near side. Shigo going to work in the corner. Up top to Trice. Trice's shot blocked. Hooks with a zone exit for UPJ. Gains the red line and sends it wide of Amatucci. Boston Bradley making a couple changes behind the action. Bradley in his first full season as UPJ head coach, taking over for Dave Lehman in the middle of last season. Ice Cats have been a very different club since the change. One of the most exciting teams in CHE the past year and a half, but trying to play giant killer today against a team that's already made a lot of history in St. Vincent and trying to make more. Louis Amatucci up the left wing. He's pressured by Replogle. Trieger behind the net. Sent to the boards by Plowman. Kept alive by Beddick. Trieger makes a move. Trieger shooting off of Page.
Went over into the UPJ bench. Shots right now with 7:07 to go in the first. 8-7 UPJ.
There's been an ebb and flow to this first period. UPJ had some good shifts early on. St. Vincent has had some good shifts since, but neither team has anything to show for it yet. Rice to the corner. Belly defensively for St. Vincent. Motil couldn't get around Barberi. Bearcats go D to D. Motil from center with the dump in. Penrose the first one to it. Penrose pressured from behind, and it leads to the turnover to Holtzman. He plays up behind the UPJ goal line. Another turnover, this time at the blue line. It comes to Holtzman. Holtzman trying to work it down low. Good stick by Karolfa. Karolfa and Rice 2-on-2. Rice, left side. Trying to center for Karolfa. The pass was behind him. Serleone couldn't control that. No icing, officials say. I didn't think that puck was touched, but Page called into action as that shot just missed. Zito at center. Shaw trying to outmaneuver him and ducks around the check by Barberi. Page going to cover inside the crease with 5:45 remaining. Still no score on CHE Men's Division III Championship Sunday. Once again, the two best teams from the regular season, St. Vincent and Pitt Johnstown, meeting for the playoff crown.
Face off to the right of Page. Shigo stepping in against Hooks.
Shigo wins it. Shaw from deep on the left wing, wide of Page. Comes out in front. Huff unable to clear it. Zito takes the pass off the boards. Zito atop the left circle toward goal, wide of Amatucci. UPJ in a delayed offside situation. Huff completes the tag up. Stretch pass off the stick of Shigo. Barberi. A hard pass out there to Huff. Hooks couldn't catch up to that puck on time. Replogle nearly turned it over at center. Zito recovers for UPJ as we hit the final 5 minutes of the first period. Kazarowski 1-on-2. Forgot the puck. Set up down the middle for Zito. Derek German making that defensive play, and now in transition for St. Vincent as Zito leads it for Kazarowski. Kazarowski from the hash mark to the corner, and it's played off the glove of Joey Vecchio. Hard hit by TD on Vecchio, the former PIHL stars colliding. Lots of homegrown talent on both these clubs, as we've talked about ad nauseum. The best of frenemies, as you might say. Played out in front by Mattis, speaking of former PIHL stars. But the pass was beyond the purview of his Bearcat teammate. Norkovicus leaving it for TD. UPJ in the middle of a change. TD from the off wing, that save made by Vinny Amatucci.
Seeing both teams now going end to end here, chances on both ends. The hitting has picked up somewhat here the last few minutes. Face-off will be to the right of Amatucci.
Rice trying to slip it to Karolfa, but he's tied up in the circle. It comes free to Serlione. Serlione for Rosic. Played from the hash mark by Karolfa. Now off the glass for Holtzman. Holtzman up to Radilla. Radilla has Motil going to the net. Oh, what a play there by Page. He took a gamble. The gamble paid off. And the centering pass is picked off by Rice.
Good anticipation by Page there. He rolled the dice and he won that time.
Rice to goal. Score! Captain's gotta teach Aiden Rice his first of the playoffs. Gives UPJ a 1-0 lead with 3.5 to go in the first period.
Well, after that great save by Page on the anticipation, back in transition was UPJ. Rice was able to get around Verratti, go in with a chance, and he was able to beat Amatucci, blocker side, and with 3:31 to go in the first, Pitt Johnstown draws first blood. 1-0 Ice Cats.
11 goals on the year for Aiden Rice. Career point 186 unofficially. The all-time Johnstown leader. And the Johnstown native and team captain, who was among the top 5 point getters in CHE this regular season, fittingly gets the scoring started for UPJ on Championship Sunday.
3-on-1.
The Bearcats again have numbers, led by Trieger. Trieger off of Page, making himself big to make the big save. The Bearcats, that transition game so lethal. And twice now they've had grade A chances, but Matt Page, the senior, has stood in their path. Made it to Amatucci. It was blocked in front by Belly. Bearcats recover. Good shoulder check there by Karolfa. Karolfa now getting involved with Holtzman, the St. Vincent captain. Late in period one, Karolfa with a one-touch play to deflect it inside St. Vincent ice. Serlione to center. Rosic in the thick of that puck battle as well. It comes free to Rice. Rice met at center by Costantino. UPJ retreating, and it's put right off the body of Zach Radilla. Lead pass to Rosic. Rosic around one man. Huff overskated that puck. Unforced error by the talented forward. Coming the other way is Mattis. Good stick there by Jackson Barberi. And Barberi will ice this puck for the Ice Cats with 49 ticks to talk.
Matt Page in goal for UPJ. Continues to play well. Keeping his team alive and able to get that lead early.
We've seen great goaltending from really all the teams in this tournament, I believe, Chris.
Yes.
Cooper Pettipies played a great game for Kent State yesterday in defeat, and Hayden Dirk, even though things kind of unraveled on him late in that game, I thought he played admirably for West Virginia in the game against Pitt Johnstown.
Things really didn't go off the rails yesterday for West Virginia until that major penalty, and of course UPJ was able to make them pay, scoring 5. They were 5 for 6 on the power play yesterday.
Special teams and goaltending, that'll do it. That's deflected wide of Page. Good effort there in front by Manilakos, just couldn't put it on target. 13 to go in the period. Bearcats with a hard push late in this first frame. And Shigo has it, taken away by Chase Huff, and Huff will just flip it to center, and we will cut the ice at Hope Gas Ice Pavilion with the Pitt Johnstown Ice Cats leading the St. Vincent Polar Bearcats 1-0 on Captain Aiden Rice's first period goal. With Chris Beddick, I'm Matt Popchalk. You're watching the 2026 CHE Men's Division III Championship on TenbandTV, presented by Play It Again Sports in Greensburg.
Hey Yins guys, just a reminder, Yinzer dogs and Cooler Beer are good food. Whether you're cooking at home or tailgating, grab an original Yinzer dog, kielbasa or pierogies and lushkis at Giant Eagle. Yinzer dogs and Cooler Beer, a match made in Pittsburgh.
I use Book a Limo on all my trips. They have drivers everywhere.
I always feel safe when I travel with their chauffeurs, from hello to goodbye.
Checking rates, booking, and managing clients' reservations online is so easy.
The confirmations, trip reminders, and car status updates are great when I'm on the go.
I want my clients to have the best experience during their trip. That's why I've used Book a Limo for the past 30 years.
What's your destination? Book a limo, any car, anywhere.
Discover the heart of Pittsburgh at Mount Washington Shop and Save. At Mount Washington Shop and Save, we're more than just a grocery store. We're your neighborhood destination. From the freshest local produce to gourmet delights, we've got it all under one roof. Experience convenience, quality, and savings, all in the heart of Mount Washington. Mount Washington Shop and Save, where Pittsburgh shops with a view. Shop smart, shop local, shop Mount Washington Shop and Save.
Do you need well or pump service for your home, farm, or business? Adams & Sons Pump Service in Canton has the experience and equipment to do the job right. Since 1954, Adams & Sons have offered well drilling, pump repair, water treatment systems, holding tanks, excavation, and drainage work. Plus, quality-built, dependable stainless pumps for all applications. Adams & Sons provides experienced, bonded, and insured professionals serving all of Ohio. Call 855-4MY-WATER or visit adamspumpservice.com.
One field, one coach, one moment. That's all it takes to change a child's future. That's something that I want to be a part of. How about you? I'm Matt Major, Area Director of Ambassadors Football Pittsburgh. Get involved today. Visit us online and join the team.
Do you need well or pump service for your home, farm, or business? Adams & Sons Pump Service in Canton has the experience and equipment to do the job right. Since 1954, Adams & Sons have offered well drilling, pump repair, water treatment systems, holding tanks, excavation, and drainage work. Plus, quality-built, dependable stainless pumps for all applications. Adams & Sons provides experienced, bonded, and insured professionals serving all of Ohio. Call 855-4MY-WATER or visit adamspumpservice.com. Do you need well or pump service for your home, farm, or business? Adams & Sons Pump Service in Canton has the experience and equipment to do the job right. Since 1954, Adams & Sons have offered well drilling, pump repair, water treatment systems, holding tanks, excavation, and drainage work. Plus, quality-built, dependable stainless pumps for all applications. Adams & Sons provides experienced, bonded, and insured professionals serving all of Ohio. Call 855-4MY-WATER or visit adamspumpservice.com.
Play It Again Sports in Greensburg is locally owned and operated and focused on serving the community. Play It Again Sports buys, sells, and trades used and new sports equipment and fitness gear and passes along the savings to you. Their large inventory, customer service, and wide selection of major brands will keep you coming back for years. Open 7 days a week. Visit them on 6041 Route 30 or visit them online at playitagainsports.com/locations/Greensburg-PA. Matt Popchalk back here in Morgantown with Chris Beddick at the brand new Hope Gas Ice Pavilion, getting ready to start the second period of the 2026 College Hockey East Men's Division III Championship game. Number 20 St. Vincent College going for a postseason three-peat, but it's second place Pitt Johnstown, the Ice Cats, who have the upper hand after one.
Pretty much what we expected in that first period, Matt. You had zone time for both teams at various points. Shots ended up being 10-8 in favor of UPJ. Good goaltending on both ends. UPJ was able to get the marker there with Aiden Rice getting his 11th goal of the season, the captain for the Ice Cats. In transition after a big save by Matt Page, and Matt Page in goal is becoming a story. He had a shutout yesterday, a 27-save shutout. He stopped 8 shots that first period, so that's 4 straight periods for Matt without allowing a goal. I think, though, by and large, that period was pretty much how we expected it. Each team getting chances, each team having opportunities with some zone time. No penalties in that first period, so a clean period. A little bit of physicality, not much, and 1-0 on the Rice goal here after one.
And the last time these teams met in the postseason was 2 years ago at Palmer Imaging Arena in Delmont in the semifinal round, and St. Vincent at the time really overwhelmed a UPJ team that consisted of a lot of these same players en route to the first of their 2 straight playoff titles. And that's the big thing I noticed in the first period, Chris, the maturity of Pitt Johnstown compared to past playoff appearances, as I untie my tongue. That team didn't look overwhelmed at all. in the first period. It looked very businesslike, much like it did yesterday, controlling the Bears' share of its game against the Mountaineers.
Very disciplined. They don't get excited one way or another. They play their structure. They play their system. They don't take a shift off. They're hard on the forecheck. They're great on the back check. They're in general where they're supposed to be in their own zone. Boston Bradley, the head coach, has his team playing well in another solid first period for them.
And I really do believe you are who your coach is at the end of the day. You know, St. Vincent really takes after Brett Martz, who's seen a lot in 13 seasons in charge. They're certainly not going to panic, and I would expect nothing short of a big second period from the Polar Bearcats. And UPJ's really taken to Boston Bradley. As I said, he's brought a lot of energy to the bench and to the locker room in Johnstown that maybe wasn't there in the past, and the team is certainly feeding off it at this point, 2 periods away from slaying the proverbial dragon, but we've got a lot of hockey yet to be played.
40 minutes to go for the championship belt.
The side switch has occurred, and the second period is underway with the Bearcats moving the puck from right to left on your TV, computer, or mobile device. This time around, played toward goal by Holtzman, covered quickly by Page, with Motil bearing down on him.
Well, you saw there off the draw, St. Vincent dumping the puck in and getting after it on the forecheck, hoping to get a turnover. Face off to the left of Page.
Rice, the UPJ goal scorer, on to oppose the opposite captain, Holtzman, for this face-off. Holtzman wins it to the boards. Barberi up the boards, kicked inside the zone. Good play by Costantino. Radilla for Holtzman. Holtzman off a skate, and that hurt Kyle Raplogle. Outletted to Karolfa. Karolfa across the attacking line for Pitt Johnstown. That loud save made off the right leg of Amatucci.
Raplogle right to the bench. He drug himself to the bench, and he's over on his knees as the puck goes out of play. That hurt the defenseman, and you can see him over on his bench, bent over in some distress.
Raplogle, another local boy on the Pitt Johnstown squad, the Johnstown native. Third in program history in points by Pitt Johnstown defenseman all time. Not necessarily known for his scoring touch, though. More of a stay-at-home guy, and a top pairing D-man. You certainly don't want to lose those for any stretch of time in a championship game. Shigo out in front. Kushner couldn't get to the pass. Otherwise, he would have had an exposed net at which to shoot. Outletted by Serlione to center. Sent off the boards by Beddick. Up for Kushner. Kushner couldn't get around Andrew Barberi. Zito touches the puck, and we've got
a hand pass.
A hand pass indeed called against the Ice Cats.
Looks like the hand pass, who are they going to get? Looks like UPJ made that hand pass because the faceoff will still be in the zone. Obviously, you cannot hand pass it in your own zone at this level.
A duly noted deviation from the NHL level, for example. Huff up the left wing. Huff draws the double team, and the double team works. Up to Kushner it'll come. St. Vincent counterattacking early in the second. Barberi chases Kushner to the corner. Finishes his check. Serlione from the far boards helps UPJ win that puck battle. Hooks had that go off his uniform numbers, but recovers, and eventually it's worked up to Zito, who's surrounded by white shirts and taken down from behind by Belly. UPJ fans wanting a penalty, but none forthcoming. Costantino over the line. That shot goes wide of goal. And the rebound collected by Manolakos.
Well, Traeger had some room on that shot. Shot it over the crossbar. He had Page leaning there.
He can rip it. We've seen that this weekend as Page finds that one in midair.
Well, there needs to be a sense of urgency, but no panic by St. Vincent. We've seen that there. But also the UPJ Ice Cats, obviously just a 1-goal lead with a ton of time left. They're certainly not going to go in any kind of shell. They still have to play their game.
Kazarowski out here against Mattis. And he ties up Mattis in the circle, but St. Vincent wins the draw. Saved by Page on the shot by Vecchio. Norkovicus plays it through the neutral zone. Bedek on the retreat for St. Vincent. Ricochets off the boards. Jackson Barberi colliding with Mattis behind the UPJ net. Out in front, the pass too heavy for the intended target, Vecchio. Louis Amatucci retreating. Colin Cooch bearing down on him. Bearcats nearly turn it over there to Rosic. Rosic ahead for Cooch. Cooch from the circle goes upstairs on Amatucci.
Oh, good hop there for St. Vincent.
Mattis trying to play it at center. Slips it to German. German tied up in the corner by Raplogel, who's back out there for UPJ. Shot from distance deflected wide of Page. That might have hit off Vecchio and gone to the corner. German to Belly. That shot denied by Matt Page. Bearcats in the middle of a line change. UPJ ices the puck legally early in the second period with the Ice Cats up by a goal. Page has to play that puck from 200 feet, and he'll freeze it.
So far, St. Vincent have come out, had the better of the zone time and the opportunities. Page making the save here. Shots right now are 11-11, even up.
Bearcats win the faceoff to Belly, but it comes outside the zone. Just a little too hot for the left-sided D-man to handle. 20 points for Belly in his first year of club hockey, the Tarentum native. He fires that puck to the corner. St. Vincent going to work again as Page knocks aside that attempt by Motil. Holtzman from behind the UPJ goal to the point for Belly. Across for Costantino. Costantino fakes, fires, Page the save. Holtzman recovers it for St. Vincent. Good forecheck here by the Bearcats. Play to the boards by Karolfa. Karolfa can't clear it though. Page. Well, that shot just eluded him from Belly. And the Ice Cats have numbers.
3-on-2.
Draw pass to Rosic. Rice firing. Save made. Rice couldn't hit the exposed net and he fed Karolfa, but Karolfa couldn't shoot it. A glorious chance for UPJ to double their advantage. And St. Vincent did some serious bargaining with the hockey gods there.
Amatucci made the first save and then went to the ice. Chance was there for UPJ.
Hooks off the blocker hand of Amatucci, who knocks it out of play standing up, Tom Barrasso style.
Great chance on one end for St. Vincent. Page able to keep it out, and then back the other way. Amatucci shining for the Bearcats, keeping this game 1-0 UPJ.
The old POP, puck off pads, and it very nearly worked for the Ice Cats. Barberi directs it wide of goal. Kushner flipping it up to center, trying to hit Shigo at the blue line. Instead, it'll come to Andrew Barberi. Barberi couldn't get it past Shaw. Shaw in the corner. To the point now for Trice. That shot stopped by Page. Kept inside the zone by Kushner. Serleone trying to use the boards to his advantage. That shot by Louis Amatucci interrupted by Hooks, who sends it up to Huff. Huff from long range, missing the net. Hooks has the rebound. Huff trying to set up Zito in front. He's taken out of the play. 6 minutes into period 2. Aiden Rice's 11th goal of the season and first of the postseason, the difference thus far. Jackson Barberi with a drag maneuver. Barberi to goal, saved by Page. The rebound stopped. Not by Page, but by Vinny Amatucci.
Big chance there as Barberi got around a couple players.
I'm sure Amatucci will take that as a compliment, by the way.
Absolutely.
Under the circumstances.
Walked in and ended up having a glorious chance. And Amatucci had to make 2 big saves to prevent UPJ from taking a 2-0 lead. As Zito and Shigo exchange pleasantries as they go to their respective benches. Zito, a former Franklin Regional player, and of course Shigo, Norwin.
Still waters run deep. 2 Westmoreland County hockey rivals you just mentioned there.
Face off to the right of Amatucci.
And Shigo's been kind of quiet this weekend for St. Vincent to this point, which almost certainly means he'll do something to make me look silly in the not too distant future. In the meantime, the Ice Cats are pressured back into their own end. Raplogo and Barberi going D to D. Up it comes for Titi. Trigger sends it back to the UPJ blue line. Morano, one of the 8 UPJ seniors out here playing that puck into St. Vincent ice. Morano out in front to nobody in particular except for Trigger, who was contacted from behind by the stick. Play goes on. Sammy Trigger over the attacking line now for the Bearcats. Menelakos was knocked to the ice behind the play. Turnaround shot, meanwhile, goes wide of goal vis-a-vis Horton. And this is Matt Page playing it behind his own goal, but right to one of the Bearcats. Save made there by Page on the shot by German, coming right down Main Street. And a chance the other way for Norkovicus, who drew the penalty. Penalty coming up on the Polar Bearcats. Norkovicus had all kinds of space in front of him. And in soccer vernacular, Chris, we would call that a professional foul. For our purposes, it's a penny power play for the Ice Cats.
Well, the puck went back to the point. Jack Beddick jumped up to play it. He lost an edge, went down, and all in one motion, tripped. It was Norkovicus, yeah.
Norkovicus,
who went down. Power play, first power play of the game for UPJ. And UPJ yesterday was 5 for 6 on the power play in their win over West Virginia. Big moment in this game here, almost midway through the second.
27 PPGs as a team this year. Now one more than St. Vincent after yesterday's onslaught. Kazarowski from the corner to Raplogo. Raplogo through a crowd. That was blocked, and the Bearcats clear it. UPJ trying to KISS, but a good play defensively there in front of Amatucci. Huff taking his time to reorganize the penny power play for UPJ in a 1-0 game. Outletted to Kazarowski. Kazarowski toward Rosic. It goes to the corner for Rice. Rice to Rosic. Rosic to Raplogo. Raplogo across, the one-timer shanked by Huff. Kazarowski to the rebound for Rice. Rice to Huff. Huff to Rice. Rice fires off a body. Good block there by Trice.
That hurt Trice. He's bent over.
Huff fakes it. Goes to Rice. Back to Chase Huff. Huff to Raplogo. Raplogo shooting. That deflects wide of goal. Rice that close to a fluky goal as it's played in front. Huff turning around, trying to set it up for Rosic. Maybe one too many passes there as Rosic, goes for Rye, but it's kept in by Rice. What a play by the captain. Huff shooting. That's blocked. Louis Amatucci giving up the body. Bearcats in scramble mode trying to keep the Pitt Johnstown power play off the board. What a sequence here. Raplogo to Hooks. To Rosic. Raplogo's shot blocked. Raplogo gets it back. Raplogo through the sea of sticks for Huff. Huff shooting. Stop made. Score! Caden Kazarowski in the dying seconds of the power play makes it 2-0 for UPJ. And these pretzels are making me thirsty.
The hot power play for UPJ continues. They were 5 for 6 yesterday.
And UPJ, I believe, deserved a goal on that shift, Chris.
1 for 1 today, making the Bearcats pay. There was a shot, simple shot to the net with traffic. Amatucci's able to make the first save. Kazarowski right there on top of the blue was able to get that rebound and get it by Amatucci. And with 10:36, almost halfway through the game, UPJ is now up 2-0. Their power play continues to be on fire, Todd. Now 6 for 7 this weekend.
Special teams and goaltending. What did we tell you, kids? Midway through the second period and game, Pitt Johnstown with a 2-0 lead over number 20 St. Vincent here in the CHE Men's Division III Final. Caden Kazarowski, the alternate captain, making it happen this time. His 8th of the season and 1st of the playoffs. And it comes on the penny power play with 9 seconds left on that tripping minor.
Shots on goal right now, 18-15 in favor of UPJ. Goals by Rice and Kazarowski. Power play, 2-0. The Ice Cats here with 9:58 to go in the second.
And so important from a UPJ perspective that they not put themselves in a position where they're chasing the game. It's so difficult to chase the game when you're playing a team like St. Vincent. Well, now the script is flipped. They've got a lead to play with, and they've got to figure out ways to protect it, as the Bearcats still have plenty of time to make a comeback in this final game.
2-on-1.
Norkovicus with Cooch. Norkovicus firing wide of goal as he recovers that puck. Norkovicus drew that penalty just a moment ago, and he forces the face-off as Amatucci covers at that far post.
UPJ now, as they did yesterday, was able to get up. They were up 3-0 after 2 periods. They're up 2-0 here midway through the second. And if you're St. Vincent right now, you just got to find a way to try to get back in this. Got to try to get the puck behind the defense, try to pin UPJ in, get your forecheck going. There's no time to panic, but there is time for a sense of urgency.
And at the risk of beating a long-deceased equine, stay out of the penalty box. You do not want to go into the penalty box the way this UPJ team is playing on the man advantage this weekend. Bearcats work it out in front from a bad angle. It's right to the stick defensively of Plowman. Plowman almost gave it right back to Kushner. UPJ recovers, and they'll ice this puck with under 9 to go till the second ice cut.
One thing about UPJ I've noticed yesterday and today, in general, in their own zone, they're where they should be. That was a nice centering pass by Shaw. He was looking for Kushner, but in the right place at the right time was a defender for UPJ to nullify that.
And we got to see them play at their showcase tournament at the War Memorial earlier this season in mid-January. They weren't nearly as organized then as they are yesterday and today. And they've, had to take some tough losses and maybe learn some tough lessons about structure and discipline in the second half of this season and get up to the point that they're in now. And an advantageous spot here in the championship game, leading by a deuce over the 2-time defending regular season and postseason champs from St. Vincent. They've
all gotten the memo, Matt. They are playing that way collectively now, and when you play that way as a group, good things happen.
Let's see what kind of a pushback the Bearcats can come up with as that pass by Kushner eludes Shaw. Still a long way to go in this hockey game, and UPJ will have to continue to defend well against the top scoring team in the conference. Costantino out to center. Manolakos plays it inside the line.
There haven't been many games this season when St. Vincent has been down 2 goals. So they are being challenged, obviously, in this one with UPJ up 2-0.
Hooks on goal. Amatucci the save, the rebound. Amatucci makes that save, coming well off his line to deny the follow-up by Adam Hooks. Kept alive by Penrose. He shoots. Amatucci makes that save. In the corner is Trice. Penrose plays it deep into St. Vincent territory. Ice Cats have the hop. Good hit there by Huff. Zito to the corner. Kazarowski back on the ice now after that power play goal. He goes after it, but St. Vincent gets there first. Horton up to center for Trieger. Trieger through the D to Horton. Horton around Page. Can't shoot it cleanly. Page from his backside. Oh, are you kidding me? A penalty coming up on UPJ, but the save of the tournament made a heartbeat ago by Matt Page.
Are you kidding me? He was down and at the mercy of St. Vincent. Horton in front on top of the blue. Amatucci jumped in. Page unconsciously makes that save to keep St. Vincent off the board. St. Vincent does go to the power play, their first of the game.
The #1 power play in CHE entering the playoffs with 26 PPGs as a team. UPJ 4 of 4 on the penalty kill yesterday after struggling on the penalty kill during the regular season. And they get the clear with Penrose feeling shame for 2 minutes and then getting free. Rice trying to cut it out at center. Motillo keeps possession to the point for Radilla. The alternate captain had that pass blocked. Holtzman above the circle. That shot blocked. Holtzman gets it back. Page somehow saw that. He is in some kind of a groove right now. Matt Page, the senior goaltender. Motillo. That's blocked. Louis Amatucci around the boards. Anticipating behind the net was Vecchio trying to get it to Radilla. Zach Radilla out in front, nothing doing, and cleared by UPJ midway through this first penny power play of the game for St. Vincent College. Shaw up to Vecchio. Vecchio wide for Shigo.
UPJ's PK, they do not pack it in, they attack.
Replogle from the corner. Trying to take a couple more seconds off that penalty clock, but gave it to Shigo. Shaw up top for Belly. Belly firing off a stick. That's out of play.
Hooks. Good stick on puck there by Hooks. Hooks and Huff work that PK masterfully up top. Their sticks are always down. They're always in lanes. And right there, Hooks stymies Belly there. Deflects it out of play. 30 seconds to go in the power play.
Face off to Page's left. Shigo's line stays out there for Brett Martz, and they win the face off to Belly. Belly to Trieger. Trieger firing, that's blocked. Hooks sends it the rest of the way. One more rush perhaps if the Polar Bearcats can hurry here.
That was Barberi on that block. It's gonna be icing.
Indeed it is.
Ten seconds to go in this power play. Face-off coming all the way down into the St. Vincent zone. They've had the zone time, had a couple chances, some good block shots by the penalty kill UPJ. Approaching 5 minutes to go here in the second period.
One back to the point for Replogle. Replogle around the boards. Huff checked as he was playing that puck by Belly, but the penalty is expired. Penrose quickly to his own bench. UPJ, again, winning the special teams battle thus far and getting the save of the tournament by Matt Page prior to that. Penny power play for St. Vincent. Shigo across the attacking line. He's poke checked.
Offsides.
St. Vincent not quite on the proper page.
Special teams and goaltending, we've been talking about it all weekend. UPJ 1 for 1 on the power play. St. Vincent 0 for 1. And Matt Page continues to shine in goal for UPJ. Had a shutout yesterday, and he has stopped all 16 St. Vincent shots so far today. A couple of them in spectacular fashion.
Beddick cross ice for Louis Amatucci, his defensive partner. Andrew Barberi on the back end for UPJ from his knees trying to advance that puck. Serleone from behind his own goal to Norkovicus. Norkovicus to center. Holtzman sends it back into UPJ territory. Norkovicus from the half wall to center red. Holtzman turns around and fires it right back in off Page. Outlet pass to Cooch. Cooch met by Holtzman. Serleone up to center, connecting with Norkovicus. Norkovicus in behind the St. Vincent goal. Cooch throwing his weight around as the Bearcats collect this puck. Beddick and Amatucci still out there, and they send it up to Radilla. Radilla deferring to Nick Manilakos, who just misses upstairs. Good keep by Costantino. Plowman has to give chase for UPJ. Cooch anticipating the play around the boards. Stripped of the puck briefly by Mattis. Going in after it is Costantino in his own zone. Rice nearly coming up with a steal. It's sailed to center. Mattis recollects it for Manilakos. Manilakos through the D. Manilakos to goal. Saved by Page. The rebound still up for grabs, and it's corralled by Rice. Rice turning it over at the blue line to Belly. Centering pass. Shot by Mattis, missing the net. Page making that save. It's still loose. Or is it? Oh, it looked like Mattis for a second time in this game had Page dead to rights. But Page held his own.
Pucks and bodies to the net. St. Vincent crashing, trying to get a dirty goal. Matt Page hanging tough, making the saves. 10 shots this period for St. Vincent. Total shots so far, 22-18 in favor of UPJ. The story right now of this game and of this tournament is becoming senior goaltender in blue, number 44, Matt Page.
The regular season CHE wins leader. And trying to add to that total as he makes that save off the faceoff. Kept in the zone by Beddick. Off the glass. Penrose to the corner. In front, Barberi lost it for a moment. Now he plays it off the glass safely to Zito. Zito sweeping it to nobody in particular as Barberi recollects the puck at center. Barberi over the line for UPJ. Barberi looking for some company. Too many white shirts in his path. St. Vincent breaking out of their own zone. It's dumped wide of Page in behind the net. And icing is the call on the Bearcats.
Some tired bodies right now out there for St. Vincent. They were kind of at the end of their shift. So Radilla, Vecchio, and Holtzman will have to stay out. Amatucci and Beddick. Minute 50 to go in the second. UPJ making changes behind the play. Faceoff will be to the right of Amatucci. Big faceoff here.
The two captains squaring off. It's forced through the neutral zone.
Racing to the bench.
Serleone has to retreat. Karolfa out in front, just beyond the reach of Rosic. Rosic, one of 7 UPJ players with 100 career points, joining the Century Club yesterday with his goal in the semifinals. Rosic toward goal, that's blocked. Barberi couldn't keep it in off the glove. Serleone under duress. Barberi plays it up to Karolfa. St. Vincent in the middle of a change as Rice brings it over the attacking line. Nearing the final minute of second period play. Rosic feeding Rice. Rice couldn't shoot it. Good pressure by Belly.
Good defense there, too, by Manolakis getting in there and Belly.
That's up into the rafters, and it'll stay at the St. Vincent end of the rink.
Shots on goal right now, 22-19 in favor of UPJ. Faceoff will be in the St. Vincent zone to the right of senior goaltender Vinny Amatucci.
Norkovicus against Shigo. Norkovicus wins it cleanly. Barberi shooting over the glove of Amatucci and off the glass. Long rebound. Cooch couldn't keep it in. Counterattacking is Motil. Motil persistent, but stripped of the puck by Barberi. Belly from distance. It's loose in front. Kicked aside by Raplogel. Shot from the point by Costantino. Deflected on Page, and he kicks away the rebound. Oh, that nearly had goal written all over it. Bearcats keep it alive. That hit off Kazarowski in front. Shigo might have caught some friendly fire as well. Kazarowski through the right circle. Kazarowski from an angle finds metal, but not mesh. One last chance for the Bearcats. Shigo pressured by Raplogel. Shigo toward goal. Barberi stayed with him, and that should do it for period 2. Amatucci settles it down. That's it, and that's all. And the Pitt Johnstown fans that have crossed state lines have come to life to respect their team at the end of 2 periods of play. Matt Page continues to stand tall. The UPJ power play continues to earn its keep. Caden Kazarowski, the only goal of that period, and through 2. It is Pitt Johnstown 2, St. Vincent nothing with Chris Beddick. I'm Matt Popchuk, and you're watching the 2026 CHE Men's Division III Championship on TenbandTV, presented by the Mount Washington Shop and Save. Work it to the left circle. Chase Huff, who had the hat trick yesterday, 3 playoff goals. It's loose at the sideline, and Amatucci can't freeze it. Is it in? No, it's not. Officials lost sight of it. Amatucci was looking behind him as Hooks was hacking and whacking. What a player. Huff from distance. That save is made by Amatucci, and again, Hooks is trying to do his best Hornquist impression, if you will, just beyond the reach of Ty Shigo. UPJ counterattacking. Hooks. That shot hit something on its way toward goal. Amatucci not taking any chances.
No lineup changes for UPJ.
Shigo over the line. Page snatches it out of the atmosphere.
First shot of the game for St. Vincent.
And what a feat it would be for those two to surpass the 200 career game mark as Page makes a save on that one-timer.
His best
by
save
Motil.
so far.
Colin Cooch unable to interrupt Manolakos. Manolakos in front. Louis Amatucci was going to the net. Couldn't control that. No icing, officials say. I didn't think that puck was touched, but Page called into action as that shot just missed. Norkovicus leaving it for Titi. UPJ in the middle of a change. Titi from the off wing. That save made by Vinny Amatucci. By Karolfa. Now off the glass for Holtzman. Holtzman up to Radilla. Radilla has Motil going to the net. Oh, what a play there by Page. He took a gamble. The gamble paid off. And the centering pass is picked off by Rice.
Good anticipation by Page there. He rolled the dice and he won that time.
Rice to goal. Score! Captain's gotta teach stuff. Aiden Rice is first to the...
3-on-1.
The Bearcats again have numbers led by Trieger. Trieger off of Page, making himself big to make the big save.
Crossbar. He had Page leaning there.
He can rip it. We've seen that this weekend as Page finds that one. And Page has to play that puck from 200 feet, and he'll freeze it.
So far, St. Vincent have come out, had the better of the zone time.
Thus far. Jackson Barberi with a drag maneuver. Barberi to goal, saved by Page. The rebound stopped. Not by Page, but by Vinny Amatucci. This is Matt Page playing it behind his own goal, but right to one of the Bearcats. Save made there by Page on the shot by German. Coming right down Main Street. And a chance the other way for Norkovickas, who drew the penalty. Penalty coming up on the Polar Bearcats. Norkovickas had all kinds of space in front of him. Goes to Rice, back to Chase Huff. Huff to Raplogle. Raplogle shooting. That deflects wide of goal. Rice that close to a fluky goal as it's played in front. Raplogle through the sea of sticks for Huff. Huff shooting. Stop made. Score! Caden Kazarowski in the dying seconds of the power play makes it 2-0 for UPJ. And these pretzels are making me thirsty. Wide of goal as he recovers that puck. Norkovickas drew that penalty just a moment ago, and he forces the face-off as Amatucci covers at that far. Hooks on goal. Amatucci the save, the rebound. Amatucci makes that save, coming well off his line to deny the follow-up by Adam Hooks. To Horton. Horton around Page. Can't shoot it cleanly. Page from his backside. Oh, are you kidding me? A penalty coming up on UPJ. To Horton. Horton around Page. Can't shoot it cleanly. Page from his backside. Oh, are you kidding me? A penalty coming up on UPJ. Shaw up top for Belly. Belly firing off a stick. That's out of play.
Hooks. Good stick on puck there by Hooks.
For grabs, and it's corralled by Rice. Rice turning it over at the blue line to Belly. Centering pass. Shot by Mattis, missing the net. Page making that save. It's still loose. Or is it? Oh, it looked like Mattis for a second time in this game had Page kicked aside by Raplogle. Shot from the point by Costantino, deflected on Page, and he kicks away the rebound. Oh, that nearly had goal written all over it. Well, Kazarowski through the right circle. Kazarowski from an angle finds metal, but not mesh. Well, Kazarowski through the right circle. Kazarowski from an angle finds metal, but not mesh. One last.
Why are so many companies, unions, and organizations across the country choosing the Avia dental plan?
Because group plans start at as little as $5 per month, and groups can save 20 to 80% off of high-quality dental care.
Everyone qualifies, and there's no waiting or limits on visits to the dentist.
Call now and save $20, plus get 3 months free.
Call now and you may be able to save $20 and get 3 months free. 1-888-431-CARE or visit aviadental.com.
Discover the heart of Pittsburgh at Mount Washington Shop and Save. At Mount Washington Shop and Save, we're more than just a grocery store. We're your neighborhood destination. From the freshest local produce to gourmet delights, we've got it all under one roof. Experience convenience, quality, and savings, all in the heart of Mount Washington. Mount Washington Shop and Save, where Pittsburgh shops with a view. Shop smart, shop local, shop Mount Washington Shop and Save.
Why are so many companies, unions, and organizations across the country choosing the Avia dental plan?
Because group plans start at as little as $5 per month, and groups can save 20 to 80% off of high-quality dental care.
Everyone qualifies, and there's no waiting or limits on visits to the dentist.
Call now and save $20, plus get 3 months free.
Call now and you may be able to save $20 and get 3 months free. 1-888-431-CARE or visit aviadental.com. Why are so many companies, unions, and organizations across the country choosing the Avia dental plan?
Because group plans start at as little as $5 per month, and groups can save 20 to 80% off of high-quality dental care.
Everyone qualifies, and there's no waiting or limits on visits to the dentist.
Call now and save $20. Plus, get 3 months free.
Call now and you may be able to save $20 and get 3 months free. 1-888-431-CARE or visit aviadental.com.
Play It Again Sports in Greensburg is your locally owned and operated sporting goods store. We set ourselves apart by offering a wide variety of both new and used equipment at competitive prices, located in the Greengate East Plaza, below Walmart. Play It Again Sports' knowledgeable staff will help you and your family prepare for every athletic season. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or trade, we are here as your one-stop shop. At Play It Again Sports in Greensburg, everybody plays.
Creating space. Hewitt turning. Scoring! Marshall Hewitt has won the Penguins Cup championship for the Seneca Valley Raiders with 12:29 to play in triple overtime. And don't ever play Lady of Spain again.
Get in on the secret, get into a colder beer.
Why are so many companies, unions, and organizations across the country choosing the Avia dental plan?
Because group plans start at as little as $5 per month, and groups can save 20 to 80% off of high-quality dental care.
Everyone qualifies, and there's no waiting or limits on visits to the dentist.
Call now and save $20. Plus, get 3 months free.
Call now and you may be able to save $20 and get 3 months free. 1-888-431-CARE or visit aviadental.com.
The Mount Washington Shop and Save is a proud sponsor of the 25-26 College Hockey East season on TenbandTV. Check out the ad on your screen throughout the weekend for the latest, greatest deals on everything the Mount Washington Shop and Save has to offer. Whatever you need, store managers Jim and Michelle Kazarowski will make sure you find it at the Mount Washington Shop and Save. And special thanks to Jim and Michelle for supporting our 2026 College Hockey East playoff coverage all weekend long on TenbandTV. Matt Popshock back with Chris Beddick at Hope Gas Ice Pavilion, the beautiful new venue here in Morgantown at the West Virginia University campus. Home of the 2026 CHE Men's Division III Championship game, where the Pitt Johnstown Ice Cats are trying to unseat two-time playoff champion number 20 St. Vincent College, the Polar Bearcats. UPJ with a 2-0 lead after 2 periods, 1 period away from their first Chuck Kozniewski belt since 2014. And really what I think this final period comes down to is You're looking at a Bearcats team that gave up 29 goals in 24 games coming into Sunday. They have a team GAA of just over 1, which is phenomenal. And I think it's a question of, can UPJ give St. Vincent a taste of their own medicine in this third period and lock down this game?
Well, if yesterday's any indicator, after 2 periods, UPJ was up 3-0 over West Virginia, and they kept their foot down on the gas. They did not go in any kind of shell at all. They kept playing their game. It'll be interesting to see what they do here in this third period. And if you're St. Vincent, it's been very rare air that they have been down 2 goals at the end of 2 periods. It'll be interesting to see how both of these teams react as we head into the potentially final 20 minutes of this championship game.
Aiden Rice missing the net from above the right circle. If this scoreline holds, he would have the game winner. He has 1 G-dub already this season, only 1. Caden Kazarowski, the only goal of period 2, with 10:36 left in the waning moments of a penny power play. Counterattacking for St. Vincent, Nick Manilakos. Manilakos trying to feed Mattis, but the pass was behind him. Rice in transition for Pitt Johnstown. Rice down the right wing, Rice to goal again, out in front. Oh, what a stop there by Amatucci as Karolfa's stick was tied up by Bedick, who may have saved the game for St. Vincent.
Nice centering pass there with a hard charging player getting to the blue. Bedick just able to get a piece of the player moving in to prevent it from being 3-0.
I mean, if he's not there, that's a goal, plain as day.
Oh, it's an easy tap in. That was Karolfa going hard to the net. Yeah, that was an easy tap in there. Nice play by Bedick to prevent that.
Holtzman taking the face-off for St. Vincent against Hooks just outside the Bearcats' blue line. And the 2-time champs win the draw and send it deep into Pitt Johnstown ice. Long enough for an icing call, 1 minute into period 3.
And the MO for the year for St. Vincent has been they tend to score goals in bunches. They've been kept off the board here so far. Page is playing excellent. Page has stopped 49 straight shots, by the way, between yesterday and today. He had the shutout, and he's pitching one here right now. So you have a feeling if St. Vincent can get one, they may be able to come alive. But right now, UPJ and senior goaltender Matt Page have all the cards. They have all the aces right now.
You certainly feel like we haven't seen the Bearcats offensively at their best yet this weekend as we get another icing call on SVC. And there's plenty of time left.
Holtzman was breaking there. There was a collision in the neutral zone. St. Vincent wanted a interference penalty. They're not going to get that. It was a coincidental collision is what the officials are saying. Ended up being icing against St. Vincent once again. Face off to the left of Amatucci.
And the same 2 participants. Hook's going to take it against Holtzman. Hooks moving forward. St. Vincent wins the face-off again. Louis Amatucci trying to ward off Chase Huff. Zito has it for UPJ. Zito off the side of the net. Zito from the half wall. Amatucci all over him like a cheap suit. Serleone to the corner. Louis Amatucci behind goaltender Vinny. Now playing this puck from the circle for St. Vincent, which clears the zone. And it will be icing for the 3rd straight time against the Bearcats. Andrew Barberi able to buy the call.
St. Vincent not able to change. So the same unit that has been out here will remain. Face off to the left of Amatucci.
Aiden Freund out here. The worker bees on the ice for Boston Bradley in a 2-0 game early in the 3rd, and we have a false face-off to Amatucci's left. Another own zone face-off won by the Bearcats, and another icing call. Stop us if you've heard that before.
St. Vincent right now playing with fire. They've got some tired bodies out here on an extended shift. Yes, the period has just begun, but these are hard minutes these players are playing, especially now in the third period.
Freund tied up, and again, St. Vincent wins the defensive zone face-off. This time they exit the zone legally. Holtzman around the boards for Radilla. Zach Radilla met by Barberi. Jackson, that is, near side. Teedy from the half wall trying to get it outside the UPJ area. Cats have coverage on that play, and they slip it past defenseman Costantino. Belly to his defensive partner in the nick of time. Loose puck hurried along by Shigo. Costantino and the Bearcats regrouping. It comes out for Holtzman. Holtzman, lead pass intended for Shaw. It glances off his stick and deflects behind the UPJ goal. Jackson Barberi brings it out to center for Pitt Johnstown. Barberi to the opposite corner. Cooch anticipating. Cooch for Norkovicus. Couldn't find it in front. Kushner defensively off the glove of Cooch. Cooch advancing this puck for the Ice Cats. Kushner defensively for St. Vincent, reversing the play to Costantino. Belly turned it over to Cooch. UPJ trying to tilt the ice any way they can with a 2-goal lead as Shigo breaks into the zone. Shigo skating wide, stripped of the puck from behind by Andrew Barberi, but he took a penalty.
Good push there by Shigo. Never got a shot off, but he was, looked like a hook or a slash. Let's see what the call is going to be.
And Andrew Barberi is arguing stick on puck, but he's not going to win that argument.
Gave him a hook. So
that is the call, indeed.
Power play, second power play of the game for St. Vincent. They're 0 for 1. So down 2-0 here early in the third. An opportunity for St. Vincent to cut this lead in half.
Shigo's line will be out there for Brett Martz for the start of this penny power play. To the point for Belly. Belly through a crowd. Page saw it. And the rebound comes right to Kushner.
First shot of the period for St. Vincent.
Behind the net is Shigo for Kushner. Kushner up top to Belly. Belly for Kushner. Kushner firing off a stick.
Taking too long.
Trieger from the boards. Rice in the penalty killing role for UPJ. It's played out in front. That pass broken up, but it's not cleared. Good play by Belly at the point. For Trieger on the half wall. Belly right side through a crowd. Page kicks it out. Page gets over in time, and the rebound was blocked by Plowman. St. Vincent keeping it in the zone. Belly for Trieger. Trieger. It's in the body of Barberi, who clears the area.
Again, too long. Trieger sets up where he usually does, near the dot. But he took too long to shoot it, and they were able to block it.
Boston Bradley quickly changing penalty killers with 55 to go in the minor on Andrew Barberi. Chase Huff will send it the rest of the way. Trieger slamming his stick against the scores table in frustration as St. Vincent brings it out from behind their own goal. Holtzman across the line. Waits, watches. Holtzman inside the circle. Unforced error there on the attempted pass to Louis Amatucci. St. Vincent keeps this puck. Holtzman over to Amatucci. Amatucci across for Holtzman. Holtzman's shot deflecting wide of Page. 20 to go on the man advantage for St. Vincent. Holtzman across for Louis Amatucci. Amatucci. Oh, Radilla denied by Page. Bearcats still have this puck. It comes across to Louis Amatucci. Amatucci off a couple of sticks. It's taken by Motillo and deflected high and wide. Zito hurries on, and he takes this puck outside the zone. UPJ 2 for 2 now on the penalty kill. And it remains a 2-goal game with 14:20 left in regulation.
If you're going to pull an upset, you have to have great special teams and great goaltending. St. Vincent 0 for 2 in the power play. UPJ 1 for 1 on their power play. And Page standing strong.
Zito gets tied up with Manilakos sends him flying. Trieger after the puck. Trieger to Belly. Belly somehow retaining possession of that puck. Well, Belly's got some great hands for a defenseman, I'll tell you. Hooks trying to take him out of the play.
Former Pine Richland grad, I believe.
Zito couldn't clear it. This is more zone time for St. Vincent, but still nothing to show for it for the Bearcats. Around the boards it comes, and through center, it will be icing on the Ice Cats.
Well, UPJ's bench, they said that puck was played. It did bounce over the stick of Manilakos. UPJ did not get the call. Boston Bradley protesting to no avail. Face-off now all the way back in the zone, and more importantly for UPJ, they're not able to make a line change. So they have some tired bodies out there now.
And this is the push in period 3 that we expected from St. Vincent. Pitt Johnstown trying to keep its poise and the lead in this final CHE playoff game. Lead pass to Hooks. Hooks 1-on-2. Hooks around one man, flips it on Amatucci, who cradles it and covers it. Now that's one way to make the questionable call a moot point.
13-13 to go here in the third. Hooks 1-on-1 with Beddick. He was forced to his backhand. He flipped it up right into the chest of Amatucci. Face-off will be to the right of the St. Vincent goaltender. Shots right now 24-23 in favor of UPJ.
As tight a game as we expected between CHE's top 2 regular season finishers. Kazarowski tied up before he could get to that puck. Barberi at center red sends it in. Ice Cats complete the tag up. Bearcats bring it out from behind their own net. This is Beddick up the right wing. Stick check by Barberi. It comes right to Page, and Page will play it conservatively.
Sense of urgency now by St. Vincent. You can feel it. They're down 2 with 12:54 to go. If you're UPJ, you don't want to run around. You want to stay disciplined. Get the puck out at your blue line. Get the puck in at their blue line. And be positionally sound in your own zone. Don't run around. Keep your sticks down in passing lanes and shot lanes. Face off to the left of Page.
Kazarowski plays it to the point where it's held in by Amatucci, and that shot deflects wide of the UPJ net. Cooch with a turnover to Radilla. Radilla checked from behind by Norkovicus. Holtzman forcing the blocker save by Matt Page, and it goes out of action.
One of the few times in this game that UPJ was a direct giveaway in the middle of the zone. Bearcats not able to make them pay, but Matt Page again standing tall, looking confident in the net, making a save to bail his team out.
And that's a couple of times we've seen Cooch give the puck away in his own zone. I'm curious to see how much more ice time he gets as this is into the UPJ bench.
Well, if that continues, you know and I know that shifts will be few and far between the rest of this game. Can't give the puck away in your own zone.
Still a lot of time left in this game, 12 and a half minutes. UPJ with a 2-0 lead over St. Vincent. Karolfa. He couldn't exit the zone. It goes to the corner, courtesy of Holtzman. Bearcats work it down low, and Zach Radilla from the side of the net forced that save by Page. That
Good
shot
block
blocked
there.
out of play.
See, but this is all continued because of UPJ having trouble getting out of their zone. The third man high, meaning the third forward, high in the zone. It was Radilla and Holtzman who have shifted back and forth, have been able to intercept clearing attempts to keep the puck alive and to keep the play alive for St. Vincent.
And I got to be honest, I thought Holtzman got away with interference there. He was tied up with Karolfa that entire time, with Karolfa trying to wriggle free. But officials letting it slide in this instance.
Both teams were able to make changes when that puck went out of play. Face off to the right of Matt Page, who is becoming the story of this tournament. He has stopped 51 straight shots between yesterday and today.
St. Vincent with a strong forecheck in this third period, trying to crack the goose egg on which Matt Page sits at the moment. Huff over the line, offside on himself, essentially.
Yep. I would expect Huff, Hooks, Rice, Zito out here too. I would expect them to get the bulk of the work for UPJ the rest of the way. Of course, with our Barberi on defense, Jackson Barberi. It's going to be
that
icing.
outlet pass eluded Vecchio, and so the faceoff comes back, as you said, Chris, into St. Vincent territory.
And it looks like Brett Martz has started to shorten his bench as Tyler Shigo is now centering Vecchio and Mattis. So looks like Shigo's starting to double shift here as we are at 11:52 to go in the third and a 2-0 lead for UPJ.
Both coaches putting multiple eggs in singular baskets, as it were, with the championship on the line and time dwindling. Barberi forcing the kick save from senior Vinny Amatucci. Mattis deflects it to the corner. Replogle giving chase, kicks it to Barberi. Barberi with a miscue there. Shigo to the puck, and we get another whistle and a cross-checking call.
I think it's going to be against St. Vincent. Let's see whose door opens. Nope, it's going to be UPJ's door opening. I beg your pardon. No, third power play opportunity for St. Vincent, and boy, approaching 11:31 to go here in the third. This is becoming the critical stage for St. Vincent to get on the board.
UPJ 6 for 6 on the penalty kill this weekend. Will the third time be the charm for the Bearcats on the penny power play
I think it was Adam
today?
Hooks. Adam Hooks going to the box. Sorry, Matt.
Side of the net. That pass is blocked. Jackson Barberi battling with Radilla. Radilla wins the battle to Amatucci. Amatucci from above the circle, floated toward goal. It's blocked in front. Rice couldn't clear it, but Carolfo will.
Quick zone entry and setup critical here for St. Vincent.
It looks like Replogle is actually the one in the penalty box, so Pitt Johnstown having to kill off a penalty, arguably without its number one defenseman. This is huge for the Bearcats. Let's see if they can capitalize. Radilla to nobody in particular, and that's a break for UPJ. Amatucci wasn't ready, neither was Holtzman. And now a delayed offside situation against St. Vincent allows Barberi to send this puck the rest of the way. Midway through this latest penny power play for St. Vincent, approaching the midpoint of period 3 with the Bearcats down by a deuce. Shigo for Kushner. Kushner into the corner, intercepted by Serlione, and he clears at the length of the ice. Half a minute left in the cross-checking penalty on Kyle Replogle. Kushner with a floater over the head of Matt Page. UPJ couldn't clear it. They work it up to Belly. Belly from the high slot, just missing. Kushner has the rebound. Kushner in the waning moments of the man advantage. Cross for Belly. That play broken up. Belly through a crowd, deflected just wide by Shigo. Side of the net, save-made rebound, score! Dom Costantino with 1 second on the penalty to Replogle remaining. And it's a 1-goal game with 9:33 to go in the third. You want to get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts.
Elliot Belly kept this alive. The power play was kind of fluttering along as the clock was ticking away. Belly kept it alive. They were able to get the puck low. And then you see Shigo to Shaw. Favorable bounce to Constantino, who was right there. No chance for Page. Constantino gets the power play goal with 9:33 to go. It's now 2-1 UPJ.
Costantino's 5th of the season, 1st of the playoffs, and 2nd of the power play variety.
The clock is still moving. One thought it was icing, the other did not. Did they whistle it? Yes, they did. There was some confusion here. One official waved it off. One official had his arm up. It looks to me like there's a discussion now. They're probably going to bring it to center red, I would assume. Let's see where they end up putting the face-off here.
Shaw and Shigo get credit for the assists on the power play goal by the sophomore defenseman, Dom Costantino.
They're discussing. I think this face-off should be at center red, Matt, because there was some confusion. Like I said, one official was calling icing and one was not. They are going to bring it to center red. That's the right call because there was confusion on both ends.
And confusion on the part of Jackson Barberi, for that matter, who was just standing there behind his own net.
And all the other players, though, stopped because it was one of those things. St. Vincent made a change, actually, so there was about 6 or 7 seconds there that went off where some players thought the play was over and some didn't. So they put it to center red and reset it here.
Never easy being an official, least of all in a championship game. Rice wins the face-off at center. Barberi flipped that puck. Looked like it hit the rafters, but officials say it stayed in play.
How did Den Hot hit the rafters?
I thought for sure it did, but Amatucci pirouetting behind his own goal line and brings this puck out to center for St. Vincent. It's a 2-1 lead now for Pitt Johnstown with under 9 minutes to play in period 3. Both teams scoring power play goals in this game. Radilla taken off the play by Rice. Barberi's outlet pass broken up, but Rice brings it across the line. Offside on Huff.
Huff a little bit anxious there on it. He wanted that headman pass. He never got it. And ended up being slightly offsides. 8:35 to go in the third. 2-1, exactly where we thought we would be, Matt, between the top 2 seeds in this division. They both played, or they played 2 tough, tight games earlier this year, and here we are in the championship game, 2-1 with 8.5 to go.
Their last meeting 3 months ago decided by a shootout at the War Memorial. And the future not necessarily written for either of these teams with the championship at stake. Hooks. Dispossessed in the corner and lost his stick. Chance the other way for St. Vincent. Motil gets it deep. He's hit by Andrew Barberi. To the point it comes for Costantino. Across to Manolakos. Manolakos' shot was blocked. Costantino deflected that puck at center, and so St. Vincent has to keep it moving with both teams in the middle of line changes. Plowman paired with Raplogo defensively, and Plowman plays it through center. Bedek collects it for St. Vincent. Amatucci beyond the reach of Nick Mattis.
They tried a long stretch pass there, and it was dangerous too because it went through the center of the ice. Nobody was there for UPJ and ended up being icing against St. Vincent. 7:31 to go.
UPJ seems a little bit more willing to support the puck up the ice than St. Vincent is at the moment, and perhaps, you know, there's good reason for that with a score being what it is, but the Bearcats might just have to simplify their game a little bit to get back in it.
The long stretch passes for a large part of this season have served the Bearcats well. But UPJ playing a tighter game right now.
Kazarowski going forward, shooting on goal. Amatucci the save, no rebound.
Boy, he won that clean right off the draw. Was able to get a good shot off. Amatucci hanging tough to make that save. What I was saying is the long stretch passes right now with UPJ tightening it up, especially in the middle. You're either going to not connect or you're going to ice it. Simplify your game.
Kazarowski again taking the face-off against Mattis.
False face-off.
So we'll do it again from the same spot.
Kazarowski going to be chased here as UPJ jumped the gun.
Norkovicus, who drew the penalty that led to Kazarowski's power play goal in the second period, takes it. Mattis up the left side, sends it deep into UPJ ice. Deep enough for icing.
He didn't make it to the red line. He got to about, if he takes another stride, he probably makes it. But he was about 1.5 feet or so from the red line. Tried a soft dump. It wasn't soft enough. Ended up being another icing.
Sometimes we see referees at different levels of hockey give, in baseball they call it the neighborhood play. We see them do that. Didn't do it that time.
Sometimes you'll get that. Absolutely.
Barberi off of St. Vincent body. Rice in the corner, out in front. It deflects free, and that shot is stopped by Amatucci. It's put toward goal, still available. Rosic had his stick tied up by Louis Amatucci to possibly prevent a third UPJ goal. Rice across for Karolfa. Karolfa mishandling the pass. It's settled down at center by Barberi. Barberi over the attacking line. Barberi taken down as play continues. He gets back to his feet.
Net's off. German and with tangled up there with Karolfa. So the net got knocked off. Puck's going to come out for a neutral zone faceoff. Karolfa colliding with German, and the net coming off. So a neutral zone faceoff. 6:44 to go. Shots right now are 27-26 in favor of St. Vincent.
Puck sent deep into UPJ territory. Andrew Barberi against the grain, plays it to center. Belly paired out with Constantino. Dom Costantino, the power play goal getter for St. Vincent here in period 3 to keep the Bearcats alive. Hooks taps it in behind the St. Vincent goal. To center it'll come now for Motil. Motil looking for Holtzman. Holtzman had his stick dislodged and retrieves it quickly. Can't touch that puck though in an offside position.
It's going to be icing.
It will be against St. Vincent. And again, the Bearcats spending a lot of time in their own zone in this period as a result of those missed passes and maybe trying to do a little too much. Or
Belly tried a headman pass
with
to
the puck.
Holtzman. The problem with that, man, is Holtzman didn't have a stick. And when he went back to get his stick, he was offside. So he let the puck go. And so instead of an offside, it ended up being instead of the offsides, it ended up being an icing. The difference there, though, now is you can't change.
Norkovicus to the boards. Costantino around the dasher. Cooch trying to get there for UPJ. He slows it down for Norkovicus, but it's intercepted by Motil. Zach Motil over the line to the corner, trying to dance around Jackson Barberi. From behind the net, the Ice Cats jam away at it now in front of their own bench. And the Bearcats from center red send it back into Pitt Johnstown ice. Brett Martz completing a line change as this puck is turned over to Louis Amatucci. Amatucci off the stick of Cooch. Norkovicus settles it down in the neutral zone. Norkovicus from the left side, firing upstairs off the glass, and they say it touched the protective netting behind goaltender Amatucci.
Stick on puck there by Beddick, I think, that made it go out of play because the faceoff is still in the St. Vincent zone. Approaching 5 minutes to go, almost here in the third, Matt. 2-1 game, just what we thought it would be.
The first 5 minutes of a period and the last 5 minutes of a period, always so critical, especially now as that unforced error will put the face-off still inside St. Vincent ice.
It is high glass here at the Hope Gas Arena, but a little bit too high there. Got up into the netting.
Rosic around the boards. Shigo from center. Shigo across the attacking line. Through a stick, Shigo shooting, and Page got a piece. That just missed the far post.
Big save there by Page.
Louis Amatucci keeps it in the zone. And it's forced back to center now for Karolfa. Karolfa one-on-one with Bedek. Karolfa skating wide. Good work defensively by Bedek. Comes out in front. Shot. Oh, what a save by Amatucci, cutting down the angle on Rice. Plowman and Raplogal hurrying back. Raplogal turned it over to Kushner. Kushner score! Goonies never say die. Chase Kushner has tied it for the Bearcats with 4:32 remaining. The rookie with his 14th of the season and first of the playoffs, as Raplogal couldn't clear his own zone.
Well, this all started back at the other end, Matt. There was a nice defensive play by Bedek. The puck squirted out in front. Amatucci made a huge save, and then coming back in transition, Shigo, the clearing attempt went off a leg. Johnny on the spot, or Chase on the spot, with Crusher picking up that loose puck, and he goes over the glove to beat Page, and with 4:31 to go, we are tied at 2.
Hooks knocked down at center. Boston Bradley wants a penalty, none forthcoming. And we told you, still a very long way to go in this one, and you got to give the Bearcats credit.
Well, we've had a situation where a big save by Page, then right after that, a goal was scored by UPJ. The same thing just happened on the other end for St. Vincent, tying this one up.
Page gonna hold that one as it's fired toward goal by Belly.
Shots on goal now. 29-27 in favor of St. Vincent, and they've rallied here in the third. 2 goals, one by Constantino on the power play, and then Chase Kushner cashing in. 3:58 to go in the third. We are tied at 2.
Kushner, the Delmont native. He won't score many bigger goals than that. And there's still not quite 4 minutes left in this third period. That shot wide of Matt Page. And the third period has belonged to St. Vincent. Radilla, that save made it still loose. And Pitt Johnstown trying to stick up for their goaltender as emotions run high after the whistle. Cerleone in a scrap with one of the Bearcats.
Pucks and bodies to the net. I think Page was able to make 2 saves on there. One the initial, and then another one when he was on his knees. I don't expect any penalties to come out of this, Matt. I think it's just 2 teams battling hard in and around the net in a tie game late. I think there were 2 saves made there. Yeah, one on Radilla, and it looked like one on Holtzman, who was crashing the net hard. .346 to go.
An instant classic unfolding here in Morgantown. St. Vincent, the 2-time regular season and playoff champs of CHE Men's Division III, down by 2 after 2. Rallying here in the third with a power play goal and an even strength goal to tie Pitt Johnstown, the second place team from the regular season.
Boston Bradley going to make a change here. He's going to send the Rice line out.
And you were right, Chris. The penalty box doors, both of them, remain shut. Conventional hockey, 5-on-5. Cerleone up to center. Radilla, Motiel sends it deep into Pitt Johnstown territory. Rosic colliding with Zach Radilla a moment ago. Costantino around the boards. And delayed call here on St. Vincent, a delayed offside call.
They didn't clear the zone as the puck was dumped in by Constantino. It's going to be a neutral zone face-off here with 3:22 left.
Rice to take it against Shigo. 2 of the top players offensively for their respective clubs. UPJ over center red. It's dumped in off Amatucci. Rosic to the rebound. Rosic off a skate. And it's cleared by the Bearcats. Raplogal couldn't buy the icing call that time. And Barberi gets it up to Karolfa at the UPJ blue line. Karolfa on the attack for UPJ. Ducks around a check. Karolfa off a skate, and it bounces right to Traeger. Replogle hustling back now with Barberi. Bearcats come 2-on-2. Traeger from an angle. Page making that save. Kushner, who tied the game for the Bearcats, sends it around the boards. Replogle pinned in the corner. It's kicked free to Rice. Rice victimized as that puck comes out in front. UPJ still unable to clear it. Kept inside the line by Bedek. Bedek's shot blocked by Rosic. UPJ still unable to exit the zone. And that's been a recurring theme in this third period. Rosic pushing Mattis from behind. That's blockered away by Page. Final 2 minutes of third period play. That is chipped, over the net by Nick Manolakos. And UPJ, vis-a-vis Rice, will ice the puck with 1:50 to go.
UPJ can't change off of that. We'll see if they're going to take a penalty, and they are. Or penalty, timeout, beg your pardon. Going to take a timeout, and Boston Bradley does. So got some tired bodies out there in blue.
We'll take a timeout too. St. Vincent 2, Pitt Johnstown 2. Deuces are wild in Morgantown. The exciting finish when we come back.
From horses to hunting, Carhartt to Carolina,
Both fan bases have roared to life, more so the one on our left as of late. St. Vincent rallying in the third period with a pair of goals. And the Bearcats are still very much alive with time ticking away in regulation here at Hope Gas Ice Pavilion. Face off to Matt Page's left. And it comes free to Replogle. Replogle sails it up to Zito. Zito trying to kick it ahead to his stick, but to no avail. Belly turning it over to Zito. Zito firing. Oh, he just missed. That could have been devastating for St. Vincent. That shot deflected on goal, and Amatucci this time will settle things down. Oh boy is right.
A rare error there by Belly in his zone. Trying to make a cross ice pass. It went off his stick right to Zito, and you're not going to get a better chance at this point in time by Zach Zito. He just shot it over the net. He was trying to go upstairs on Amatucci, and he hit glass.
Amatucci again doing a great job cutting down the angle to prevent the goal. Zito behind the net. Up to center it comes for Shigo. Shigo chased from behind by Sirleone. Taken to the ice. Lead pass intended for Zito from Sirleone. Zito for Huff. Huff 1-on-3. Huff to his backhand. Huff in the final minute of third period play. Exchanging with Sirleone. Sirleone turned it over to Costantino. Costantino chased by Rice. Costantino through the left circle. Costantino out in front. Page gets it, and he'll cover it with 47 ticks to talk.
Nice play there by Constantino, taking it all away and at least getting a face-off as the St. Vincent Bearcats were changing behind him. Page just grabs it. Face-off to the right of Page here with 47.1 seconds left in the third.
Play to the boards. Amatucci. Rosic into St. Vincent territory. Half a minute left in the third period. Louis Amatucci out from behind his own net. Amatucci with speed through center. Amatucci skating wide, pressured by Replogle. 20 seconds left. Amatucci to the point for Holtzman. Holtzman across for Beddick. Beddick fires. Page the save. It's cleared but not out. Beddick with it one more time. Beddick to the left circle. Holtzman fires and Page is there to make the save. Just under 9 seconds left, and Rexton Huff, the backup goaltender, is keyed up on that UPJ bench supporting his starter.
Shots now 34-28 in favor of St. Vincent. 8.7 seconds left. Face off to the right of Page.
UPJ forces it through center. And there will be one more face-off yet to come. With how much time left, we'll find out in a moment.
Skating hard on that after that loose puck was Huff. Constantino skating also. He got the whistle. I don't think they're going to put any more time on the clock. 0.3 seconds. Face off to the left of Page.
And so the next goal will decide the CHE Men's Division III Playoff Championship of 2026. At the end of regulation at Hope Gas Ice Pavilion in Morgantown. St. Vincent 2, Pitt Johnstown 2. Overtime to come in the final. With Chris Beddick, I'm Matt Popchalk. You're watching it on TenbandTV, presented by the Mount Washington Shop and Save.
From horses to hunting, Carhartt to Carolina, 2 wheels or 4, from Timberland Pro to playing in the snow. What do all these people have in common? They shop at Locust Grove Country Shop in Apollo. Call 724-478-1846 or online at locustgrovepa.com.
I use Book a Limo on all my trips. They have drivers everywhere.
I always feel safe when I travel with their chauffeurs, from hello to goodbye.
Checking rates, booking, and managing clients' reservations online is so easy.
The confirmations, trip reminders, and car status updates are great when I'm on the go.
I want my clients to have the best experience during their trip. That's why I've used Book a Limo for the past 30 years.
What's your destination? Book a limo, any car, anywhere.
Get in on the secret, get into a colder beer.
Why are so many companies, unions, and organizations across the country choosing the Avia dental plan?
Because group plans start at as little as $5 per month, and groups can save 20 to 80% off of high-quality dental care.
Everyone qualifies, and there's no waiting or limits on visits to the dentist.
Call now and save $20. Plus, get 3 months free.
Call now and you may be able to save $20 and get 3 months free. 1-888-431-CARE or visit aviadental.com.
Cunningham. Here comes Cunningham between the defenders. Cunningham! Score! Ethan Cunningham! Hat trick! Game-winning goal! The Ramblers win the 2025 2A Penguins Cup! And Ethan Cunningham is a local hero!
a colder beer.
Looking for real 100% natural pain relief? Hey, Kurt Angle, 1996 Olympic gold medalist and 13-time world champion here. Trust me, I know pain. You can either suffer or manage it. That's why I use Curable Active to help relieve my aches and pains naturally. Curable Active topicals have you covered with fast-acting, all-natural pain relief the Kurt Angle way. Look for Curable in stores or go to curable.com and get 20% off. Use promo code USA at KURIBL.com.
From horses to hunting, Carhartt to Carolina, 2 wheels or 4, from Timberland Pro to playing in the snow. What do all these people have in common? They shop at Locust Grove Country Shop in Apollo. Call 724-478-1846 or online at locustgrovepa.com.
One field, one coach, one moment. That's all it takes to change a child's future. That's something that I want to be a part of. How about you? I'm Matt Major, Area Director of Ambassadors Football Pittsburgh. Get involved today. Visit us online and join the team.
Looking for real 100% natural pain relief? Hey, Kurt Angle, 1996 Olympic gold medalist and 13-time world champion here. Trust me, I know pain. You can either suffer or manage it. That's why I use Curable Active to help relieve my aches and pains naturally. Curable Active topicals have you covered with fast-acting, all-natural pain relief the Kurt Angle way. Look for Curable in stores or go to curable.com and get 20% off. Use promo code USA at KURIBL.com.
Play It Again Sports in Greensburg is your locally owned and operated sporting goods store. We set ourselves apart by offering a wide variety of both new and used equipment at competitive prices. Located in the Greengate East Plaza, below Walmart, Play It Again Sports' knowledgeable staff will help you and your family prepare for every athletic season. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or trade, we are here as your one-stop shop. At Play It Again Sports in Greensburg, everybody plays.
Discover the heart of Pittsburgh at Mount Washington Shop and Save. At Mount Washington Shop and Save, we're more than just a grocery store. We're your neighborhood destination. From the freshest local produce to gourmet delights, we've got it all under one roof. Experience convenience, quality, and savings, all in the heart of Mount Washington. Mount Washington Shop and Save, where Pittsburgh shops with a view. Shop smart, shop local, shop Mount Washington Shop and Save.
From horses to hunting, Carhartt to Carolina, 2 wheels or 4, from Timberland Pro to playing in the snow. What do all these people have in common? They shop at Locust Grove Country Shop in Apollo. Call 724-478-1846 or online at locustgrovepa.com.
Hey Yins guys, just a reminder, Yinzer dogs and cooler beer are good food. Whether you're cooking at home or tailgating, grab an original Yinzer dog, kielbasa, pierogies, and lushkis at Giant Eagle. Yinzer dogs and cooler beer, a match made in Pittsburgh.
Play It Again Sports in Greensburg is your locally owned and operated sporting goods store. We set ourselves apart by offering a wide variety of both new and used equipment at competitive prices, located in the Greengate East Plaza, below Walmart. Play It Again Sports' knowledgeable staff will help you and your family prepare for every athletic season. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or trade, we are here as your one-stop shop. At Play It Again Sports in Greensburg, everybody plays.
Discover the heart of Pittsburgh at Mount Washington Shop and Save. At Mount Washington Shop and Save, we're more than just a grocery store. We're your neighborhood destination. From the freshest local produce to gourmet delights, we've got it all under one roof. Experience convenience, quality, and savings, all in the heart of Mount Washington. Mount Washington Shop and Save, where Pittsburgh shops with a view. Shop smart, shop local, shop Mount Washington Shop and Save.
Play It Again Sports in Greensburg is your locally owned and operated sporting goods store. We set ourselves apart by offering a wide variety of both new and used equipment at competitive prices, located in the Greengate East Plaza, below Walmart. Play It Again Sports' knowledgeable staff will help you and your family prepare for every athletic season. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or trade, we are here as your one-stop shop. At Play It Again Sports in Greensburg, everybody plays.
Cunningham. Here comes Cunningham between the defenders. Cunningham. Score! Ethan Cunningham! Hat trick! Game-winning goal! The Ramblers win the 2025 2A Penguins Cup! And Ethan Cunningham is a local hero!
The Mount Washington Shop and Save is a proud sponsor of the 25-26 College Hockey East season on TenbandTV. Check out the ad on your screen throughout the weekend for the latest, greatest deals on everything the Mount Washington Shop and Save has to offer. Whatever you need, store managers Jim and Michelle Kazarowski will make sure you find it at the Mount Washington Shop and Save. And special thanks to Jim and Michelle for supporting our 2026 CHE playoff coverage all weekend long on TenbandTV. With Chris Beddick, I'm Matt Popchuk. Playoff overtime protocol in College Hockey East, Men's Division III, a full period of 5-on-5 hockey, and should it be necessary, a full period of 4-on-4, and 3-on-3 hockey to follow that until it ends. Many of the grown-ups in the building are crossing their fingers that it does not come to that, but these two teams have played such a tight game that anything seems to be on the table at this point. Rice and Kazarowski, the goal scorers for Pitt Johnstown. Costantino and Kushner, the goal scorers for St. Vincent. The Bearcats, I don't think really wanted that third period to end, Chris.
No, they had it all rolling, and there was some tired players in blue. Shots on goal in the third period were 13-6 in favor of St. Vincent as they stormed back to tie it. Total shots after 3 periods, St. Vincent with 34, UPJ with 28. St. Vincent 1 for 3 on the power play. The goal by Constantino got them going. And, of course, UPJ is 1 for 1, cashing in on their own lone power play. And here we are, the two best teams in this division, 1 and 2 seeds, have played to a draw after 60 minutes. And now we've got 20 minutes of 5-on-5. The next goal wins.
Seems awfully poetic for a playoff tournament. Quite a way to end it here at the Hope Gas Ice Pavilion in Morgantown. There is a side switch between the third period and the first overtime period, as you can see. Both teams' top lines are out there for the start of sudden victory hockey. And Matt Page will cover 6 seconds in.
UPJ able to reset, getting that Zamboni just in the nick of time as they were running on fumes, but now we should be good to go. Both these teams here.
The captain squaring off again. Loose puck in the Pitt Johnstown zone, played outside the area by Barberi. Jackson Barberi resetting the play for the Ice Cats. Karolfa from his own boards off Holtzman's stick. Sent back in from center by Belly. Rosic for Kyle Raplogel. Raplogel not on the same page as Karolfa, and this will be icing on the Ice Cats.
The big thing there is UPJ won't be able to change. St. Vincent's going to make a wholesale change. Pay attention. Watch out for the unsung guys. The unsung guys, a lot of times in these overtimes, find a way, get a goal from someone you least expect. See if that plays out in this one.
Shigo wins the faceoff to Kushner. Kushner, the Westmoreland County native. He is responsible individually for overtime being a thing here today. And he brings it over the line for St. Vincent. Kushner with room. Kushner over to Shaw. Shaw, side of the net. Played aside defensively by Jackson Barberi. Chase Huff negates the icing call. Amatucci leaving his net to play this puck, and he does so carefully to Louis Amatucci. Aiden Rice keeping it in the zone, propelling it toward goal. The save made. The rebound fought off by Amatucci. It's still loose and controlled by Kushner at center. Kushner hip checked by Raplogel. Andrew Barberi to Kyle Raplogel. Raplogel stripped of the puck as Trigger ran over Chase Huff in UPJ territory. Andrew Barberi retaliating. And a penalty coming up on Pitt Johnstown.
Boy, that was unnecessary. It was over along the wall. Cade Horton took a beating over there. And it's Barberi that's going to the box. Andrew.
Pitt Johnstown, one of the more penalized teams in CHE during the regular season. Their penalty kill has been busy this weekend. It has only been scored upon once. That was earlier today by Dom Costantino. And they'll be put to the test here early in OT.
In a sudden death situation, that is a tough penalty to take there.
Shigo to the corner. Barberi, strange bounce off the glass, a convenient one for Shigo. To Belly. Belly fires, loud save by Page. And a chance possibly shorthanded for Rice if he can hurry. But Shigo's gonna catch him up. Rice knocked down, and there goes the power play. Oh, what a save there by Amatucci, meanwhile, as the whistle blows. UPJ clears the zone, nearly wins it with a shorthanded goal on a delayed penalty call as Karolfa gets up from the prone position. And now we're gonna play 4-on-4 hockey for a minute 40. Everybody got that?
Shigo going to the box. In desperation, he poke-checked the puck, but he also got a lot of leg, and then sneaking in, that was Karolfa, I believe, had the golden opportunity, and Amatucci had to be aware. So now it's 4-on-4 for a minute 40. A lot of room out there.
Looks like we'll get 4-on-4 hockey in this first overtime period after all. Tripping the official call against St. Vincent's top scorer. Huff into the zone for Pitt Johnstown, trying to get around Louis Amatucci. Louis Amatucci able to work him over and strip him of the puck. Amatucci sealing it for Radilla, and this will not be icing. UPJ has to play it, and they turn it over deep to the point for Bedek. Bedek almost lost it outside the zone. Amatucci setting up. Radilla, that save made by Page is still available. That save has made it still loose and retrieved by Adam Hooks. Tense moments there for Pitt Johnstown. 50 to go in the 4-on-4. And then it's a truncated penny power play to UPJ, barring unforeseen developments. Louis Amatucci chased by Huff. Raplogel pokes it to the corner. Those two battling. Rice on here. Radilla goes across to Belly. Belly shooting. Page with a save.
Shots are 3-3 so far here in overtime. We've got 27 seconds left of 4-on-4 before a 20-second power play for UPJ. Face off to the left of Page. Both of these teams are not holding back, Matt. They're going for it.
Manolakos wins the face-off from Rice to the point. Costantino had that one deflect wide off the stick of Holtzman, which was tied up, I believe, by Cerleone. Rosic sends it around the SVC boards. Holtzman deep in his own end. Waiting for the 4-on-4 to expire. Stretch pass there to Manolakos. Manolakos is going to get to the puck first, but he can't hit Costantino in front.
Power play now for UPJ.
Barberi trapped in his own zone for a moment, but only a moment as Manolakos wanted to come off for a change. Rice slowly into the zone to the corner, and the brief power play will expire, but Jackson Barberi still has the puck, and he gets it to Rosic. Back to 5 aside now. 4 minutes into OT. Replogle to Rice. Rice firing. That's deflected wide by Rosic. Kushner met at center by Barberi. Numbers now for St. Vincent. Mattis around Replogle, who recovers with a stick. Plowman at center, trying to hit Rice. Plowman from above the right circle. Centering pass, eluding Zito. Hooks off the glass. Belly controls it defensively for St. Vincent. Replogle couldn't reach that puck at center. Hooks gets to it for UPJ. Shigo out of the penalty box for St. Vincent, over the attacking line for the Bearcats. Plowman in the corner for Pitt Johnstown to Zito. Zito toward goal and off the equipment of Amatucci. Stretch pass and a chance for Radilla. Radilla, blocker saved by Page. Huff has the rebound. UPJ trying to counterattack here as it slipped inside the zone by Chase Huff at the end of his shift. Andrew Barberi slowing that puck down at center. Caden Kazarowski over the line. Kazarowski fires. Amatucci covers at the side of the net.
For 4-4 the shots here in overtime. Both teams having chances. Game really has opened up here. 14:27 to go in the first overtime. Next goal wins it. Face off to the left of Amatucci.
Kazarowski against Manolakos. Take two. Manolakos is chased. Caden Horton, who drew the penalty earlier in the overtime, will take it. He's tied up. Andrew Barberi, wide of Amatucci's glove. Cooch trying to chase down the rebound and does. Good stick there in the corner by the Bearcats. Kept alive by Cerleone temporarily. Counterattacking was Horton. Norkovicus plays it inside the St. Vincent line. Cooch into the St. Vincent zone. Cerleone, it's worked over to Rice. Rice shooting, oh, what a save, sliding to his left by Vinny Amatucci.
I think you're starting to see some fatigue come into play with both of these teams. Uncharacteristic turnovers. And when you look and you say, boy, how come he can't get that out? Well, there's no strength on the backhands right now. Both these teams starting to get a little tired.
From the corner, Louis Amatucci clears it off the glove of Rosic. Alex Shaw has room up the left wing. Replogle trying to get back into position. It's centered off a UPJ stick, loose in front. The Ice Cats are fighting for it, and they get it to center. Rice, one against the world. Aiden Rice skating wide, bumped off the puck by Bedek. Rice persisting with Rosic. Rosic off the side of the net, loose in front, propelled toward goal. And Amatucci makes that save. All kinds of traffic in front of the St. Vincent netminder. One touch by Kushner for Shigo. Kushner from the circle. It's on the line. It's in! Chase Kushner in overtime completes the comeback and secures the three-peat for the number 20 St. Vincent College Bearcats. And don't ever play Lady of Spain again. The rookie with the goal of a lifetime in regulation, outdoing himself by putting it off Page. It just barely crosses the line with 13:02 to play in period one of sudden victory overtime.
But it was a 2-on-2 coming back into the zone. There was a drop pass made to Kushner, and then the defense backed off. They took the man going to the net. So Kushner had all day to shoot the puck. We'll take a look at it here on the replay. It was Shigo dropping it to Kushner. Shigo goes hard to the net. Defenseman go with him. Kushner has all day. Page got a piece of it. It trickles behind him and barely trickled over the goal line for the game-winning goal for St. Vincent. Chase Kushner gets the game-tying goal, and he gets the game-winning goal. Bearcats have won 3 in a row.
What a way to go to nationals for the number 20 team in men's Division III. Getting all they can handle from a solid defensive team in Kent State on Saturday, and even more from a great offensive team in Pitt Johnstown on Sunday. They had to rally from 2 goals down in period 3. They did with special teams and with a big save by Amatucci on captain Aiden Rice before the tying goal was scored by Kushner to force the OT. And 7 minutes into the extra session, Kushner with his second goal of the game and postseason and 15th of his rookie campaign wins it for St. Vincent.
You could make a strong argument that goaltender Matt Page from UPJ is the most valuable player of this tournament. He was tremendous.
And he's getting a nice ovation from both fan bases as the handshake line commences. Both goaltenders were fabulous. Both teams were fabulous. This was a fabulous championship hockey game between 2 solid programs. And for UPJ, they see the hard way, the fine line that does exist in the postseason between winning and losing. And St. Vincent has found a way to cross that line for the 3rd year in a row.
How even was overtime? Shots were 6-6. St. Vincent ends up with 40 shots on goal. UPJ ends up with 34.
We will momentarily go downstairs to Dave Fryer, who will present the Kozniewski Championship belt to the St. Vincent College Bearcats. Chuck Kozniewski, one of the founding fathers of the College Hockey East Conference, was a studio wrestling producer for local television once upon a time, hence the unique shape of the trophy awarded annually to College Hockey East's Men's Division III playoff champion. The St. Vincent Bearcats were the number 1 seed. They were the prohibitive favorite, but they certainly did it the hard way with a 3-2 overtime victory over a very game Pitt Johnstown club.
Well, and nobody should be surprised. These 2 teams played a shootout game earlier this year at the War Memorial. It was a 5-3 game at Delmont, where St. Vincent got an overtime or an empty net goal, and then here today. So 3 close games.
And the only overtime played by either of these teams on record going into today was the one they played against each other 3 months ago at the War Memorial. Again, the Ice Cats are being consoled at their own blue line. The Bearcats at the other blue line are donning their championship ball caps, and they're celebrating with head coach Brett Martz. Congratulations to Brett and assistants Robert Martz, Sam Paquin, and Cam Roth. And now we are about to go to CHE Commissioner Dave Fryer.
I'm going to be a bit of buzzkill here for a second. For 24 years, Mike Kalina was the commissioner of this league. This is the 55th year of the league. Mike Kalina was the commissioner of this league for 24 years. He was involved for several years before that and many years after it. He was part of the St. Vincent program. Unfortunately, Mike Kalina passed away last April. I want to take the moment that we recognize him and the contributions he made to this league and in his memory, dedicate these playoffs to him. Thank you. Couple quick thank yous. Rink staff, Hope Gas Ice Pavilion did a great job for us as the host. Facility for our playoffs this year, David Haig Photography, TenbandTV, you guys were awesome. All the broadcasts that they did for us this weekend. And thank you to the fans. Outstanding support for both teams all weekend long, all season long, so thank you fans, appreciate you guys. Two awesome teams. This is what CHE hockey is all about. This team and that team were very well matched against each other. They played a hard game. Obviously, it needed overtime to get to the conclusion, but two fantastic teams playing a fantastic game, and especially both goalies. Both goalies, you were outstanding all weekend long. Pitt Johnstown, a couple years ago, you guys were the Dirty Dozen. For those of you around then, there were 12 players on this team a couple years ago. And now you became finalists this year. You start taking those little steps. The next step, the big one, is going to come soon enough. Keep doing what you're doing. You've been champions in this league before. I'm sure it won't be long till you're champions again. Boston, outstanding job. You walked into a tough situation last year, bud, and you brought this team to a championship game this season. So outstanding work. One more time, UPJ Ice Cats. St. Vincent, three-time champions, 3 years in a row. We have not had a team win 3 regular season titles and 3 playoff championships since 2012. So you guys have accomplished that feat. You're going to nationals for the 3rd time in a row. That's pretty much guaranteed now. Great season. You guys were the team to beat from the beginning of the year. That's a tough burden to carry. And when you're down 2 goals at the end of the second period, that burden gets really heavy, doesn't it? But you rose up to the occasion. So outstanding work. Coaching staff, Brett, all the assistant coaches, Z-Man, outstanding job all season, making you guys the best team you could be when it counted. And you're going to get the most precious trophy in sports. This is the Kozneski Championship belt. Again, Mike Kalina was the commissioner prior to Chuck, so I want to dedicate this championship, I'm sure you guys would all agree, to Mike Kalina. So will Jacob Holtzman please come forward and accept the trophy? You're the most important guy here.
I know, but I just want to make sure.
All right, you've done this before, right? Yep. All right, one up it though. Whatever you did last year, do one more this time. There you go.
All right, boys. One more.
Your 2026 College Hockey East playoff champions and winners of this year's Kozneski belt, the number 20 St. Vincent College Polar Bearcats.
Outstanding work, buddy.
Cal U of PA won the Kalina Cup for regular season supremacy and the Kozneski belt concurrently from 2007 through 2012. There have not been 3 straight concurrent regular season and playoff champions until now. St. Vincent College playing the 3rd period of a lifetime and getting a great goal by rookie Chase Kushner with a little bit of puck luck as Matt Page was playing a phenomenal game but couldn't quite keep that one out. And so the Bearcats will see you in St. Louis once again.
The belt being passed down, seniors first, as each take a spin.
And the Bearcats earned it. They showed resilience, they showed stick-to-itiveness, excuse me. They kept their poise, and great teams, when they're in not great spots, keep their poise, and the Bearcats found a way to claw their way back into this hockey game and prevail eventually.
Hunter Bergman, who's a senior who was scratched today. Yeah, they were down 2-0 after 2 periods, Matt, and they clawed back. They outshot 13-6 UPJ. They were able to get that big power play goal. Dom Constantino was able to get the party started for St. Vincent. Kushner able to tie it. There's Kushner there.
The tying and winning goals of the tournament. And Costantino's goal ended a 5.5 period shutout streak by Matt Page, the UPJ netminder.
He made it up to 53, Matt. He had 53 straight saves in this tournament before Constantino was able to get it in.
There you have it. Again, neither goaltender, I think, has anything to hang their heads about, results aside. Amatucci made the big saves when he had to. Matt Page certainly willed his team in a position to win the hockey game. UPJ just couldn't quite close it out in period 3, and St. Vincent showed why they are a 2-time and now 3-time conference champion.
Well, they earned it. The champion was on the mat. They were down after 2. UPJ was riding high. But champions have a way. That's why they're champions. And they were able to dig deep in the third. UPJ did not play a bad third period. Page was still playing well. They were just able to get that power play goal. And then they were able to wrestle the momentum away. Tyler Shigo there.
He assisted on Kushner's winning tally in overtime.
Zach Motil, 3-time champion here.
And the Rodillas will get a shot at program history. They will get a chance to play between the two cousins 200 combined career games, as they will play minimally 3 games at the ACHA Men's Division III National Tournament in St. Louis. And congratulations again to Brett Martz and the Bearcats, and congratulations to Boston Bradley and the UPJ Ice Cats. This was not the way they wanted their season to end, certainly, and certainly after 2 periods, it didn't look like this was going to be the way their weekend would end. But what a hockey game and what a tournament UPJ played. A great team all season, and again, the 2 best teams got to play for the title, and that's the way you feel that it should be.
Each player will get their turn, of course, with the belt. The president of our league standing with a smile and the championship banner that will be unveiled and presented to the St. Vincent Bearcats.
You saw
Go ahead.
Backup goaltender Owen Burmeister, one of the Norwin alumni on the team, getting his moment with the championship belt.
3-time champion Bearcats. Nick Antis.
Mattis, the former Franklin Regional
Mattis,
Panther.
Yes, known affectionately as Little Nemo. Sam Traeger.
And that's the other thing that's impressive, Chris, is this St. Vincent team has graduated a lot of talent from previous regular season and playoff championship teams. This year, 12 freshmen and or first-year college hockey players in all, and they were still the winningest team during the regular season and still found a way to win 3 straight playoff titles, which hadn't been done in over a decade.
Now the belt given to head coach Brett Martz, and now we'll have the unveiling of the banner and the team photo.
Vinny Amatucci, we talked about Page all day. Amatucci obviously was equally solid. And again, I think back to that save he made on Aiden Rice late in the third period, literally just a moment before Kushner tied the game for the Bearcats. A likely season saver there by the Latrobe product, Vinny Amatucci. And the horseplay continues amongst the champions at their end of the ice.
Now they're going in front of the moms who have assembled over at the bench. They're trying to soak in every moment they possibly can, and why not? Winning should be fun and winning should be enjoyed.
And again, I don't know if it's the best postseason hockey game I've called on TenbandTV in my time here, but I think it's got to be up there. This is one that's going to be talked about by fans of both clubs, I think, for a very long time.
It'll be pretty exciting, and they'll be talking about it for a long time on both ends. It'll be talked about as the epic comeback, the never-say-die attitude of St. Vincent. And on the UPJ side, it's going to be talked about how they had that lead after 2 periods, played really extremely well, got great goaltending. St. Vincent, it appears now, was a team of destiny this season, winning their 3rd championship in a row.
And you wondered if the Bearcats might have been ripe for the picking after yesterday, and I wonder if Pitt Johnstown thought that a little as well. They hang on for the win over Kent State, but it was a tight game, and St. Vincent was not as clinical in that game as they were ultimately at the end of this game today.
You can look at it and say St. Vincent stuck with it and stayed patient, and they were able, in the end, come out the victors.
Thank you, Chris Beddick. Thank you, Todd Kazarowski. Thank you, Ethan Stewart, Kennedy Kazarowski, Dave Fryer, and so many others. St. Vincent in overtime rallies to defeat Pitt Johnstown 3-2 for its 3rd straight Kusnewski belt. They are your 2026 CHE Men's Division III champions. I'm Matt Popchuk, and that's all she wrote from West by God, Virginia. You've been watching it on 10-Band TV, presented by Craft House Stage and Grill. Norkovicus leaving it for Teedy. UPJ in the middle of a change. Teedy from the off wing. That save made by Vinny Amatucci. By Karolfa. Now off the glass for Holtzman. Holtzman up to Rodilla. Rodilla has Motil going to the net. Oh, what a play there by Page. He took a gamble. The gamble paid off. And the centering pass is picked off by Rice.
Good anticipation by Page there. He rolled the dice and he won that time.
Rice to goal. Score! Captain's gotta teach stuff. Aiden Rice is first to the
3-on-1.
The Bearcats again have numbers, led by Trieger. Trieger off of Page, making himself big to make the big save.
Crossbar. He had Page leaning there.
He can rip it. We've seen that this weekend as Page finds that one. Page has to play that puck from 200 feet, and he'll freeze it.
So far, St. Vincent have come out, had the better of the zone time.
Thus far. Jackson Barberi with a drag maneuver. Barberi to goal, saved by Page. The rebound stopped. Not by Page, but by Vinny Amatucci. This is Matt Page playing it behind his own goal, but right to one of the Bearcats. Save made there by Page on the shot by German. Coming right down Main Street. And a chance the other way for Norkovicus, who drew the penalty. Penalty coming up on the Polar Bearcats. Norkovicus had all kinds of space in front of him. Goes to Rice, back to Chase Huff. Huff to Raplogle. Raplogle shooting. That deflects wide of goal. Rice that close to a fluky goal as it's played in front. Raplogle through the sea of sticks for Huff. Huff shooting. Stop made. Score! Caden Kazarowski in the dying seconds of the power play makes it 2-0 for UPJ. And these pretzels are making me thirsty. Wide of goal as he recovers that puck. Norkovicus drew that penalty just a moment ago, and he forces the face-off as Amatucci covers at that far. Hooks on goal. Amatucci the save, the rebound. Amatucci makes that save, coming well off his line to deny the follow-up by Adam Hooks. To Horton. Horton around Page. Can't shoot it cleanly. Page from his backside. Oh, are you kidding me? A penalty coming up on UPJ. To Horton. Horton around Page. Can't shoot it cleanly. Page from his backside. Oh, are you kidding me? A penalty coming up on UPJ. Shaw up top for Belly. Belly firing off a stick. That's out of play.
Hooks. Good stick on puck there by Hooks.
for grabs, and it's corralled by Rice. Rice turning it over at the blue line to Belly. Centering pass, shot by Mattis, missing the net. Page making that save, it's still loose, or is it? Oh, it looked like Mattis for a second time in this game had Page kicked aside by Replogle. Shot from the point by Costantino, deflected on Page, and he kicks away the rebound. Oh, that nearly had goal written all over it. Well, Kazarowski through the right circle. Kazarowski from an angle finds metal, but not mesh. Well, Kazarowski through the right circle. Kazarowski from an angle finds metal, but not mesh. Rice down the right wing, Rice to goal again, out in front. Oh, what a stop there by Amatucci as Karolfa's stick was tied up by Bedick, who may have saved the game for St. Vincent. The way they can with a 2-goal lead as Shigo breaks into the zone. Shigo skating wide, stripped of the puck from behind by Andrew Barberi, but he took a penalty. For Trieger on the half wall, Belly, right side through a crowd. Page kicks it out. Page gets over in time, and the rebound was blocked by Plowman. In the zone, Belly for Trieger. Trieger. It's in the body of Barberi, who clears the area.
Again, too long.
Advantage for St. Vincent. Holtzman across for Louis Amatucci. Amatucci. Oh, Radilla denied by Page. Advantage for St. Vincent. Holtzman across for Louis Amatucci. Amatucci. Oh, Radilla denied by Page. Lead pass to Hooks. Hooks 1-on-2. Hooks around one man, flips it on Amatucci, who cradles it and covers it. With a turnover to Radilla. Radilla checked from behind by Norkovicus. Holtzman forcing the blocker save by Matt Page. And it goes out of action. Through a crowd, deflected just wide by Shigo. Side of the net, save made, rebound, score! Dom Costantino with 1 second on the penalty to Replogle remaining. And it's a 1-goal game with 9:33 to go in the third. You want to get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts. Kazarowski going forward, shooting on goal. Amatucci the save, no rebound.
Boy, he won that clean right off the draw. Was able to get a good shot off. Amatucci hanging tough.
Out in front, it deflects free, and that shot is stopped by Amatucci. It's put toward goal, still available. Rosic had his stick tied up by Louis Amatucci over the attacking line. Barberi taken down as play continues. He gets back to his feet.
Nets off. German and with tangled up there.
Shigo from center. Shigo across the attacking line. Through a stick, Shigo shooting, and Page got a piece. That just missed the far post. One with Bedick. Karolfa skating wide. Good work defensively by Bedick. Comes out in front. Shot. Oh, what a save by Amatucci, cutting down the angle on Rice. Plowman and Replogle hurrying back. Replogle turned it over to Kushner. Kushner, score! Goonies never say die. Chase Kushner has tied it for the Bearcats with 4:32 remaining. And the third period has belonged to St. Vincent. Radilla, that save made it still loose. And Pitt Johnstown trying to stick up for their goaltender as emotions run high after the whistle. Surleone, but to no avail. Belly turning it over to Zito. Zito firing. Oh, he just missed. That could have been devastating for St. Vincent. Costantino chased by Rice. Costantino through the left circle. Costantino out in front. Page gets it, and he'll cover it with 47 ticks to talk. Seconds left. Amatucci to the point for Holtzman. Holtzman across for Bedick. Bedick fires. Page the save. It's cleared but not out. Bedick with it one more time. The save. It's cleared but not out. Bedick with it one more time. Bedick to the left circle. Holtzman fires, and Page is there to make the save. He has net to play this puck, and he does so carefully to Louis Amatucci. Aiden Rice keeping it in the zone, propelling it toward goal. The save made, the rebound fought off by Amatucci. And a penalty coming up on Pitt Johnstown.
Boy, that was unnecessary. It was over along the wall. Cade Horton.
Corner. Barberi, strange bounce off the glass, a convenient one for Shigo. To Belly. Belly fires, loud save by Page. And a chance shorthanded for Rice if he can hurry. But Shigo's going to catch him up. Rice knocked down, and there goes the power play. Oh, what a save there by Amatucci, meanwhile, as the whistle blows. UPJ clears the zone, nearly wins it with a short. Almost lost it outside the zone. Amatucci setting up. Radilla, that save made by Page is still available. That save has made it still loose and retrieved. Rice on here. Radilla goes across to Belly. Belly shooting. Page with a save.
Shots are 3-3.
Rosic. Back to 5 aside now. 4 minutes into OT. Replogle to Rice. Rice firing. That's deflected wide by Rosic. Goal and off the equipment of Amatucci. Stretch pass and a chance for Radilla. Radilla, blocker saved by Page. Andrew Barberi slowing that puck down at center. Caden Kazarowski over the line. Kazarowski fires. Amatucci covers at the side of the net. Serleone. It's worked over to Rice. Rice shooting. Oh, what a save. Sliding to his left by Vinny Amatucci. Rice persisting with Rosic. Rosic off the side of the net, loose in front. Propelled toward goal. And Amatucci makes that save. Rice persisting with Rosic. Rosic off the side of the net, loose in front. Propelled toward goal. And Amatucci makes that save. All kinds of traffic in front of the St. Vincent netminder. One touch by Kushner for Shigo. Kushner from the circle. It's on the line. It's in! Chase Kushner in overtime completes the comeback and secures the three-peat for the number 20 St. Vincent College Bearcats. And don't ever play Lady of Spain again. But it was a tight game, and St. Vincent was not as clinical in that game as they were ultimately at the end of this game today.
You can look at it and say St. Vincent stuck with it and stayed patient, and they were able, in the end, come out the victors.
Thank you, Chris Beddick. Thank you, Todd Kazarowski. Thank you, Ethan Stewart, Kennedy Kazarowski, Dave Fryer, and so many others. St. Vincent in overtime rallies to defeat Pitt Johnstown 3-2 for its third straight